What's going on, everybody?
Okay, this is Wednesday's workout. I was pretty in the zone for this one. And you're gonna see I did 15 reps in a row without stopping. I've done the 20 reps with around this weight without stopping. Just continuous reps like this, and it helps me get my workout done a lot faster. Yeah. So I haven't weighed myself, but I feel like I'm down 15 pounds from my from 2 weeks ago when I did my 315 for 5 reps overhead press, and I feel a hell of a lot better. I don't have a perpetual back pump when I'm working. No back pump at all.
Are there any animals you're afraid of? Chimpanzees?
All actually, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It feels like a luxury not having that back pump, believe it or not.
Keir Starmer recognized Palestine as a state, and he's just a fucking faggot. It's all for stupid political brownie points because they want to win the next election and horseshit. Recognizing Palestine as a state is just anti-Semitic. These people have fucking Israeli hostages that they're torturing to death. And they're doing this horseshit. Like, it's fucking stupid. Just beyond fucking dumb, dude.
And there's this powerlifting meet in Pennsylvania. Okay, this guy told me I need to go there. I have to hang out with him. I have to lift with him and his friends. Okay, that's exactly how he put it. All right, we're gonna be like the Power Rangers, maybe. I'm White Ranger, definitely. I don't want to hear anybody say I'm Black Ranger. Okay, although I'll take Blue Ranger. I suppose I want to be Red Ranger. Anyways, yeah, so we'll do that. I'm not planning on gaining a bunch of weight for that. I want to keep on leaning out because I feel better. I started sleeping a hell of a lot better. That also feels like a luxury.
Peak Cinema donated $2. Wow. That's a deer. That's a friendly deer. Oh. Oh, he's munching. Oh my goodness, he's munching good. Look at his little toes. That's a good Hyrax. He likes his munchies. Oh. They are also munching.
Федечка.
Wow. I love groundhogs. They're so awesome. I'd love to pet a groundhog. Oh. Some good winkers. My goodness. Look at their little piggies. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. Okay, I don't know why you sent me that. Thanks for the donation, dude.
And I guess you're going to see it later on. I picked up some nicotine again. I decided to do that. I thought you said you wanted to sleep better. My rule just be I don't have any after any nicotine after 4 p.m. And I think that'll be okay. The half-life of nicotine is about 2 hours. All right, and this is incline bench is feeling pretty good too. I decided to widen my grip out. My pinkies are on the inner ring, and so that's probably 2 inches on each hand further out than it was before. For the 2 inches out from the middle, further than before. And
Ever thought about trying DHB? I've heard it's incredibly strong and dry, similar to Trend but less sides. I was looking into DHB. I'm not going to take it. So there's a lot of issues with it. One, it is liver toxic, so you have to kind of treat it as an oral steroid, basically, and that's actually how it was first sold. It was sold as like some kind of pro hormone. So if you can only run it for a limited period of time, what's the point? Secondly, some of its toxic effects are likely due to the way it's made. Apparently, it's a really weird substance, and it's not very easily suspended in oil. So a lot of underground labs are adding in very dangerous solvents that they themselves will damage your liver and kidneys and just drive up your inflammatory markers. And on top of that too, I mean, there's a reason why nobody really bothered with it for so long. Like, I haven't really heard of any pros taking it. And a lot of the people who have reported on it anecdotally, like, yeah, they say they gain a lot of strength and put on some size very quickly, but then they just start having inflammatory issues after about 8 weeks on it. And like their joints hurt, they feel like shit. So yeah, I'm just not gonna bother with it. Dodo donate $2. Want to buy this, but want to screw it onto the ground, even though it explicitly says you have to bolt it down. Do you think I definitely should, or could I be fine? You have to bolt that down. So it has wall mounts. You don't have to bolt it into the ground, but you absolutely have to mount it onto the wall. That'll tip. Yeah, that I've seen people use this. That thing tips super easy. You have to mount it to a wall. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo. I was actually thinking of getting that too. Majin Goku donated $2. Who is in the wrong here? Red pillars are blaming the woman. Can't watch that apparently. Who was in the wrong here? The biker or the drivers? Won't open. Yeah, won't open. Can't look at either of those links. Thanks for the donation, dude. What's on your list that you do want to try or open to trying? Well, I'm on Boldenone right now. Like the only other steroids that I'd consider using would be like Primo or Masteron. I went with Boldenone because it's literally 6 times cheaper than Primo, and it's about as strong, and it's better for collagen synthesis, so I figured I'd just go with that. If I was doing a contest, I'd be fine with running some orals like Anavar. But other than that, there's not really any other drugs that I'm interested in. Deca's asked for me because it makes me pee way too much. Deca's a dumb drug. in my opinion. Like, you might as well just take Boldenone.
And I told my brother that I got to keep my incline bench above his flat bench, and he's at 305 right now. And so he's planning on getting up to 250 again. I don't think he's got it. Don't tell him I said that, but I don't think he's going to get up to 250 because, I mean, if you, like for me, I don't really want to be, him at 250 is like me at 320 pounds. And I think I'd be a little fat. Maybe moderately fat, probably pretty fat actually. Although I think my bench press, my overhead, all my pressing things would be really good at that weight. Here we go. Actually, I think I did 15 chin-ups with good range of motion. I haven't been able to do that in a long time, so that feels pretty good. Yeah. So this powerlifting meet is a monolift that I guess I'll have to figure out how the hell to get my stance without walking out.
Do I do Turk? Do I look like a fucking retard?
Or maybe you can, maybe they'll let you walk out of the monolift. Okay, I'll get special privileges. It'll probably be easier because it's going to be on. They're using specialty bars, so it'll be a 32 millimeters like squat bar, so it won't be flexing as I'm walking back, like my weightlifting bar was when I did my 675 squat. And I don't know what they use on bench, probably just a power bar. And then deadlift will be a deadlift bar, which will be pretty nice for hook grip. And that reminds me, I need to order my thumb tape immediately. See, I got my grip out a little wider. And that's going to be fine because my forearms are still parallel with the ground. We don't need to do the Grave Strong snatch grip yet. Well, actually, I never want to do that. It just makes your bench look ugly as hell. I have to have still some aesthetics in my lifting. You see that custom vent in my shirt? Well, yeah, this is pretty good. And another thing about my diet changes that I've done is I basically don't eat unless I'm hungry, and which is that's my sort of cutting. Is I just eat a comfortable amount of food, and then the weight falls off. Because it's kind of, I haven't really ate like a normal person since like mid 2019. So although it is pretty nice not having to be like, oh shit, being sort of OCD. Oh god, gotta eat or I'm gonna lose muscle. Oh shit, geez, I haven't eaten. It's 11 a.m. and I haven't eaten yet. Shit, I probably just lost 2 pounds of muscle.
Well, yeah, most people who run Nandrolone, they kind of regret it. Especially Nandrolone Decanate. A lot of people prefer NPP because it just clears out of your system faster, and I think the way the drug metabolizes too, it just ends up creating fewer issues. Decanate, it takes months if you're having bad sides for that to go away. So why take Nandrolone? It causes so many issues with like progesterone, prolactin, mood issues, the estrogenic sides from it. Like Boldenone just makes more sense because it is it is also a really long acting ester, but people just report not having as bad sides. And it acts as an AI, so you're not going to get gyno. Boot Tiller's doggos. Oh. Wow. Those dogs are having fun. That's nice. Well, these takedowns work in real life. Turn the volume off because the music is shitty. I fucking hate TikTok, dude. No. That chick does have a nice ass, though. She's a big girl. But no, that would not work in real life. Thanks for the donation, Boo.
I'll have thoughts. I would have thoughts like that, but that's not good. Alright, so I don't lose my inspiration. I started recording immediately. I don't even have my video ready yet. But anyways, before we get into that, let's open with a message from our sponsor. Are you trying to quit smoking? Do not fret. Go to your nearest local pharmacy and inquire about Nicorette. Alright, so who makes this? McNeil Consumer Healthcare? Johnson & Johnson.
I have those same ones. I hate the stupid box it comes in.
Johnson, send me money now. Okay? You're giving doctors money for jabbing up people with the COVID vaccine. Not that you really have any scruples about these things. But send me money now. I got some other...
I was actually I was a bit worried about trying Boldenone. Because a lot of people report having anxiety from it. And I didn't want to trigger anxiety. But I ended up going with it anyway because I figured I was going to start with a low dose anyway. And again, it's 6 times cheaper than Primo. And one of the downsides with Primo is people talk about having a lot of agitation, which I also don't really need. So it's like anxiety or getting more angry. So I just went with Boldenone because it's cheaper and it's better for, joint and tendon integrity. It's literally 6 times cheaper. It's fucking crazy how cheap it is. Boldenone actually makes me calm. It's been giving me a, nice, relaxing, calming sensation. And that sensation feels really similar to when I inject growth hormone. So it's only been 3 days, but I'm actually glad that I went with Boldenone.
I got my first inquiry about some paid promotion, and it's a fitness app. Okay, let's get some more. I got to get some more details on it before I back.
Nah, never watched Ben 10. I don't even know what the fuck Ben 10 is. Adventure Time is awesome. Beyblade just sucks fucking monkey fuck. But Adventure Time's incredible.
It because it's gonna be one of these stupid things. I think it's a workout tracker. Oh shit! Are you a total idiot? Are you 10-second Tom? Are you not able to remember the weight you lifted yesterday? Well, don't worry. That's what we have this app for. $4.99 on the App Store. Alright, here we go. It's in message requests. Liftoff app. Liftoff is a gamified fitness app that makes tracking your workout and progress fun and motivating through smart insights, visual milestones, and friendly competition. Let's see what your 185 for a set of 8 bench press, incline bench press does. Let's compare it to all of the Liftoff app users in the entire world. You get a B+. Oh, I get a B+. That means I'm pretty strong. Andrew Richard's always shilling that thing. It's like he'll do his 455 for 3 reps overhead press, and then he'll put it in there, and it'll be like mega elite, world #1. Okay, so anyways, I saw the George Floyd arrest for the first time yesterday. I got recommended it for some reason on YouTube, and if the cops lifted some weights, they probably do. But if they're lifting weights properly, like when I've made programs for cops, if it was the cops that I made the programs for, specifically, because these guys are fucking tanks, just like everyone who watches my channel is a total tank.
Well,
Alright,
true. I gotta agree with that. Come isn't vegan, donate $2. Would you debate this raw meat YouTuber he mentioned you in the stream? Timestamp 414. Oh, this fag. Yeah. Well, I asked Tyson Hockley to set up a debate between me and him, but he hasn't gotten back to me. This guy is just a dumbass. Face IQ and Androgenic made a video response to him, and like this guy is just fucktarded.
Would I do a live debate against vegan gains? Of course. That guy's a dumbass. That guy's an imbecile.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have to watch ads to see my own stream.
Yeah, little pencil neck fucking weakling who talks about how raw meat is so good for you and improves your life, but he literally has no energy to exercise. Uh-huh. Sure. And let me see this. Yeah, I know who Face IQ is. I can just message him directly, I guess. What the fuck? Ah, oh, jeez, there's a Chinese beetle flying around in my basement. Yeah, I'll think of what specific debate proposition. Like, I don't know. I'm like done with the nutrition debates. Like, I mean, it's just such a fucking waste of time and a complete fucking headache. I mean, it's literally like debating a flat earther. Like, what's the fucking point? So, I don't know. I'll maybe think of a debate proposition. Thanks for the donation, though. Come isn't vegan.
Truly. If it was those guys, my students, my disciples, with no problem. Because George Floyd, he's chimping out. He didn't want to be in the back seat. He's like, I can't breathe! I can't breathe! Oh, shit! My mama had to kill me! Alright. Respectfully, I'm recalling the events as I remember them in the video. But if these guys lifted weights, they could have just pushed him in, slammed the door shut. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Open the door? What, with his teeth? His hands are tied behind his back. He says he can't breathe. I mean, he could breathe a lot better in the backseat of the car, having his panic attack for some reason, which was just all bullshit. Then, I mean, when the guy kneeling on him for 9 minutes, I don't think that was really necessary. Not that I'm gonna be pro BLM or anything, but lots of cops should be a lot stronger than they are. Like, you should have to bench press like 250 pounds for 5 reps. Okay, maybe not 5 reps. For 1 rep. And if you're same thing, and that means that there'd be no female cops, which is,
I would say 250 for a single is a reasonable requirement for a police officer.
probably a good idea. Because I talked to this girl. She's one of my grandma's neighbors. She was on patrol for 7 years. She's a fucking twig. She's a fucking twig. She's like, I didn't like that. I wouldn't like that either. That'd be fucking terrifying. I mean, you got weapons and whatever, but in close quarters, you got to be pretty quick with your. She's probably not Bob Munden with her handgun, so it's that would be pretty scary if I was like a little pipsqueak girl. Anyways, let's find this video. Apparently, Nick Walker doesn't lift too heavy. He's a total fucking beast, though. I mean, when you look at him, especially I saw his legs and I got fucking scared because it looked like his whole body was like a Viagra commercial. It's like, what the hell? Someone's penis detached from their body and weighs 300 pounds for some reason and is walking around. Alright, here we go. Nick Walker. This guy says, oh, we gotta go with this comment's funny. I heard a Turk boast about how the elite Ottomans were 7 feet tall and could fell a horse with their famous Ottoman slaps. Okay, that's what it would have looked like. Alright? You've got whatever, I don't know what horses they would ride. Thoroughbreds. Arabian horses. That's probably true. That's definitely true. It seems like the more melanin someone has, the more far-fetched their origin story is. Okay? Well, not origin story, but their so-called history is. Alright? Shit, man, we was Vikings. We was in Norway. We had our big-ass boats. We decided, we're like, man, we horny. Let's go to the British Isles, sucker. Alright, I agree. Alright? And that's how the British became black as well. The English people and the Irish, that's why how they become black too, right? Anyways, here we go. This is the thing the guy showed me about. And we've been listening to Legacy of Kain. I don't even know if you can hear that well. But it's a hell of a game. I don't really like the deterministic nature of it, but other than that, the game's fucking sweet. Alright, here we go. Life is precious. So, let's end it a lot more quickly. I mean, I've taken steroids. I think this guy takes more steroids than me, though. And he's probably gonna be doing his bodybuilding career for probably a couple decades. Life is precious, so make sure you reduce your lifespan by 25% with an insane amount of growth hormone. Anyways, here we go.
17 days.
17 days? Someone burned his lip with a cigarette. Jeez, he got a smiley on his lip. Can you guys hear that? We'll turn it all the way up. Oh, you can't hear that? Okay, thank you.
Being out for 2 years. It's a very emotional feeling. You know, it's as competitive as I am. You know, and obviously as bad as I want to win and all that other confident bullshit. It's just going to be a very emotional time to put foot back on the big stage again. So
I'm not, no disrespect. I think he's suffering from brain fog.
I'll probably shed a tear or two. Win
I
or
would too.
lose, it's just like,
You want to donate some eyebrow hairs to me?
brought my best, and I'm back where I belong. And that alone is just very surreal. So it just goes to show, never take shit for granted, man. Because as much as, again, I want to win, and
I think I need more context.
headstrong and focused on winning, you forget to be present. And I still struggle with that to this day, but I've gotten better at it, and you just kind of got to appreciate every moment of all of this. Because next thing you know, you're going to wake up.
If you do wake up.
Years old and it's all gone, you know? So always be present. Or at least try to.
Apparently he does a 135-pound incline bench press. Is he going to be... Oh, it's after he does this thing.
Really?
Okay. He's being present right now.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, here we go. He's got a Duffalo bar.
You know, he kind of looks like Blaha if Blaha had the genetics to get, like, super jacked from taking steroids and didn't have, like, tons of loose skin and shit. You know, bald head, glasses, all that shit.
Here we go. This must have been what he's talking about. He's focusing on the squeeze. Okay. You got, well,
135? Like, that's got to be a warm-up, right? I don't know if he has a shoulder injury. Like, sometimes if I have, like, a stupid ache or pain and I can't lift, I'll just rep out a really light weight that doesn't aggravate it, you know, just to get some amount of stimulus. Gummy. Oh, no. Oh, geez. There's a Chinese beetle flying around in the basement, and Gummy's trying to catch it now. And it's hovering around my fucking desk. Whatever you do, could you just please not turn off my fucking computer? Gummy, can you get down? Gummy. Gummy. Can you stop being a cat and get down? Gummy. Gum Gum. You know your name. Don't ignore me. Gum Gum. Jesus. What about the beetle is Chinese? Well, I guess it's Asian beetle. They're the ones that are like ladybugs, but they're orange.
Get off. Get off. Get off.
Jeez.
I mean, remember, the new thing is you need a optimal level of stretch. Okay. Half body weight bench press.
His shoulder mobility is insane, right?
You stretch? I say no, I stretch when I train.
That's what I say, but that doesn't that didn't help my overhead press at all. Okay. Oh man.
And there we go, 225.
Oh my goodness. My eyes have been a lot more dry lately than usual. I haven't been crying enough. I gotta be more present. I like how he's got the what you call this, like it's like Rammstein mixed with Marilyn Manson guitar riffs. I kind of like that. I don't like either of those bands, but I like the sort of feel of industrial metal. Okay, you know, oh, does he go up to 315? No, he's doing 225. Well, I don't know how much this bar weighs. Looks like it's a little thicker. That bar probably weighs 60 pounds, but that's not very much weight when you have this much muscle. Let's look up Nasser El Sambadi just a minute. That's not going to work. I think he's only training like this because it's, hopefully this isn't his year-round thing, but I'm pretty sure this is the sort of training that Nasser El Sambadi would do. And like really like he's super jacked. Wait till you see this guy squats. Oh man, these fucking squats. Moloch video. Oh, here we go.
It's 1990. I turned 1990 pro in Helsinki, Finland. I came in my first pro show in 8th place.
I came in 30 seconds.
And the winner of this show was at that time Momo Benaziza. And from 90 on, I've been straight competing actually every year. It's the third highest.
Mega jacked, although he doesn't seem that tall. Those are some serious eyebrows. Here we go. This is what I came to see. Then we're checking out this and then squats. That's all you need to see. And the sort of moral of the story is that sometimes training quality is overrated.
I will compete with that weight, so I'm not targeting any weight or whatever. The shape counts, and so I step on stage with the best possible shape. And since I've been working out, I gained actually 65 kilos. This means my off-season weight is about 150 kilos.
That's 143 pounds of muscle, because this guy's lean. Like, look at how fucking big his legs are. Apparently, he'd do an insane amount of steroids. I could take just as many steroids. No, I wouldn't look even close to.
Deport donated $2. Should he be deported or worse?
Free Palestine. Can you read this? Can you read it?
Yep.
Say it.
Yes, free Palestine, or deport him. Deport the Free Palestine dipshit. Anybody who says Free Palestine, deport them. Healing in action, God is good.
There was a young girl who's only 5 years old who was abandoned, and then she got abused.
Everything is there to show.
We did get to pray and lay our hands on each of the children. The compassion of God. God, we thank you that pray that you'd restore childhood for that. Father.
Well, that's nice. He touched their head. I'm sure God will do something about their issues. Is this true?
Everyone's brain hates it when they lose weight. It doesn't matter your starting point. You could start from a point where you are athletic versus someone who's not athletic. The moment you lose a little bit of weight, we're talking even a few pounds, it goes, hey, this is reducing my chance of survival. This is what the brain thinks. And so
that is entirely false.
what it does is it begins to use strategies to drag us back up before. First of all, it makes us hungry. Second, it actually very
So your average person doesn't start having issues with hunger just after losing a few pounds. If you have an excessive amount of adipose tissue, it usually takes you quite a while to get that change in leptin where you end up really being hungry. Because your adipose tissue affects leptin levels, which triggers hunger. And if you have a good amount of body fat, you're not going to have hunger issues immediately when you start having a diet.
very, very secretively lowers your metabolism ever so slightly, so that even eating exactly the same thing, you are now storing more than you're burning. Part of the
Kevin Hall did a study on this. It takes an extraordinarily long time for your body to actually make metabolic adaptations to prevent weight loss. If you're in a 500 calorie deficit, I think it takes something like 3 years for you to not be in a deficit anymore, assuming you're eating the exact same food, same calorie, same energy expenditure. So it takes 3 years after reducing your calories to 500 below maintenance for metabolic adaptation to catch up to the deficit. So, like here's just an important takeaway whenever you see videos like this. If you see a fat person talking about diet, don't listen to them. If they knew anything about nutrition, they probably wouldn't be fat themselves. So don't listen to the bald, fat Asian guy about diet. And I mean, all of this just sounds like cope, by the way. Like, oh, it's so hard to lose weight. As soon as you start dieting, your brain will prevent you from doing it. Oh, your brain will change your metabolism so you actually gain weight. Like, this literally sounds like fat person cope for why I can't lose weight. So, yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot. Thanks for the donation to port. AJ donated $2. What in the fuck?
I went in a grocery store this morning, and it was spectacular. Being a white guy that has German features, classical German features, and with a Hitler mustache, and it was very interesting. I could tell you it had a wild effect on women. I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me. And they didn't know why. They were looking at me because most modern women, even young ones, don't really even know even what Hitler is, but they in the back of their head, they know what it is. So they got a guy with, kind of Lex Luthor meets Adolf Hitler looks with blue eyes, and they just didn't know what to do. They're like melting.
What in the fuck? I thought, like, Alex Jones had reached his peak meme-hood years ago, but no, he's finding a way to just keep him coming. No such thing as racism in the military. Okay. Thanks for the donation, AJ.
Please listen to the question and response by this expert who is also a board-certified medical doctor. Start at 32.29.
Let me see.
Yeah. See that? There's no line. I can't do it. Okay, so my question is, I wrote it down. Do you think it's truly feasible to scale pasture-raised cattle production to meet the nutritional needs of a global population?
I like this question. My buddy Mike in the back is appreciating this question. Apparently, Andrew Huberman had Christopher Gardner on his podcast recently, and Christopher Gardner is a well-known vegan at the Stanford.
Huberman is a complete hack, by the way. He promotes pseudoscience constantly. And it's because he gets paid by a bunch of health and nutrition supplement companies and also health device companies. So, like, you know, companies that build red light therapy machines, blue light blocking glasses. He's basically a whore. Anybody who gives him money for anything, he'll take it. And he promotes complete and utter pseudoscience because he gets paid to do it. So Huberman's a fucking clown.
Center for Veganism Propaganda. I mean, Stanford Center for Veganism Research, or I don't know what he is. You know, they did a movie about twins and vegan diets that was pretty.
Buddy, your face is vegan propaganda. You've aged like 20 years in 5 years.
Pretty horrible. And so Christopher Gardner did not. This vegan advocate did not believe that regenerative agriculture was scalable. What's interesting...
Yeah, it's not.
Have you ever been to a regenerative farm?
Yeah.
So when I've been to these farms, a couple of farms have done kind of the same thing. They have me look at a piece of grass that's like 1 foot by 1 foot. And it's almost like hair follicles, right? You can see on the soil how much of the soil has grass growing out of it. You know, how thick is the hair on your head? How many follicles per square inch? Well, how many follicles of grass do you get on a piece of land per square inch? What's interesting about regenerative agriculture, which is agriculture where animals, presumably cows and other ruminants, are eating the grass, pooping and peeing there, and then being rotated between fields.
Rotational grazing requires more land, you idiot.
Recapitulating the way that ruminant animals like bison have lived in the grasslands of the United States and other countries for millions of years. When you do that, the soil is enriched in carbon. It goes from 0.5 to 5% carbon. And
none of this has to do with anything to do with scalability.
More carbon in the soil is taking carbon from the atmosphere into the soil.
None of that has to do with scalability.
And then you get more productivity of the soil. So if you do
none of that has to do with scalability.
Many of these calculations about how much land is needed for a cow, and they're based on land that is not regeneratively raised, you're looking at somebody that's balding, right?
Okay, so basically he's saying that regenerative agriculture with rotational grazing is so efficient that despite it needing something like 30 times more land, it's the numbers don't number anything. He's just making this shit up. So he's basically saying, I looked at grass that a cow took a shit on, and there was like more grass in the grass. So like if we just have cows shit on grass that they eat, there'll be more grass for the cows to eat grass. So then all these scientific calculations that these vegans are making, they're wrong because they're not accounting for the extra grass in the grass when the cows shit on the grass. Like, he's a fucking retard. Go fuck yourself, Paul.
Buddy, careful who you say aged like shit, since gonna look like complete garbage with a fat red ugly steroid face in 2 years and gonna look like shit. Also, we all know today was leg day since you didn't film those pencils you call legs.
Don't know if you can say my legs are pencil-y at this point. I think they're looking fairly proportionate. Like, I still want them bigger, but I wouldn't call them pencil-y. Yeah, my legs are looking pretty decent in my opinion. And I also didn't film yesterday, but I trained back, so go fuck yourself, dumbass. Thanks for the donation, CDG. Sokiashi donated $3.
Where are you from?
I think this doesn't matter.
Okay, excellent. What got you into body?
Oh, believe me, what got me in bodybuilding is it takes too much time. I think it's totally unimportant.
Okay. What package do you need to show the judges that will beat everyone else?
You can't answer this.
No? Okay.
Who's your hero in bodybuilding? Who do you admire the most?
I don't admire anyone.
Who do you admire in life?
Who do you want to beat most?
No, I don't want to be anyone. No.
Do you have anything to say to someone trying to start out in this bodybuilding, watching you, a fan?
No.
Okay, well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I remember that. I like Nasser. He was funny. Thanks for the donation, Sokiashi. Soul Child $2. If Mamdani's city-run grocery stores fail, you'd use it as evidence for democratic socialism being bad. So if the city-run stores succeed, then would you admit that you were wrong? What do you define as success? Like, can they fail technically? Like, what are we defining as success or failure? Because if they're just getting subsidized by whatever taxes are being used, I'm assuming it's probably going to come primarily from property tax. There's a good chance they won't necessarily go out of business. What would worry me is how it actually affects other private businesses having cheaper grocery stores that have government funding behind them where they don't have to worry about paying for like rent and shit. But thanks for the donation, Soul Child. You're a fucking retard. Like a genuine fucktard if you think Mamdani's a good candidate.
To that fucking jacked.
This is
And same thing for you.
about 320, 325, and
He does. This is my old training thing that I would do in back in grade 8 with my curls. I would rest 10 to 15 seconds in between each set.
not to repeat myself all the time, but you see me training now 4 weeks out of the Mr. Olympia 99.
45 more sets to go. This is an absurd amount of muscle. The internet, I think it just took a shit on me again. People talk about roid rage. Yeah, I was this pissed off before I took steroids. You'd be pissed off too if you're just sitting here with your fucking thumb up your ass. Wait, let me pull it out. Never mind. I'm still fucking around, waiting for this thing to connect. What the fuck? I'm gonna throw this fucking TV out the goddamn window. Fuck off, stupid fucking thing. Jesus, fucking piece of shit. This fucking internet. It's just like, oh, you haven't been pissed off today. Well, guess what? I guess it's that time again. We're just not gonna work arbitrarily. It's working in my brother's fucking room. Fucking scumbag. Let's check out his food. Oh, okay.
Could you please do this quick autism test? This is the one that actual psychiatrists use. I scored 37. BTW, I just learned that sensitivity to light can also be a symptom of autism, just a heads up.
If this is going to make me sign up to their mailing list in order for me to get the results, I am going to destroy you. I'm going to come after you and your family. Prefer to do things with others rather than on my own. Disagree. Prefer to do things the same way over and over again. I'm not taking this test. These questions are fucking stupid. Why would they ask me that? In what context? If something works really well and I developed a system that makes something work perfectly, then yeah, I'm going to do it the same way over and over and over again. But if something is like I don't know, more complex, or there's like different aspects to a given situation, I'm going to do it differently each time. Fuck you. Like, fuck that stupid. A woman wrote that. Some idiot fucking woman wrote that. Dodo donate $2 coming to a town near you. Yeah, Dearborn, Michigan. Oh my god, dude. Trump should just deport that entire fucking town.
Allah ilaha. Allah ilaha. Illallahu. Illallahu. Wa ashahadu.
Yep. Watch the Chinese PSYOP in action. Huh.
Of Turkey.
Unfairly, as it turns out. Rigged election, he knows about rigged elections better than anybody. But when I was in exile, we were still friends. That's always a good way to find out, test of friendship. But
Of Turkey.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Richard, I'm burnt out of donating to you. You need to pull your own weight. If you want to keep your car and your horse, you need to.
Yeah, I get it.
I asked Face IQ to rate you over Super Chat. He rated you a 4.5 out of 10 facially.
Yeah, right. So, he's a fraud. His whole fucking channel is about rating people's faces, and I'm a 4.5 out of 10. Right. Uh-huh. What an idiot. That is the most absurdly ridiculous fucking thing you could possibly fucking say. Like, I know looks are subjective and everything, but below average? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I know not every single person's gonna think I'm the most beautiful person on the planet, but that's just because they're fucking crazy. But, like, really, it's, like, that's just silly. So the guy's a complete fraud. Okay. Thanks for the donation, nigga. He used an older picture of you. Okay.
This is the proper way to eat, not stupid chopsticks. Why would you use chopsticks when you can use forged steel instruments? I eat my food with the toenail clipper, okay? That's a lot of meat on his sushi. I'm getting fucking ripped off at the sushi place. Okay. That's a lot of fucking meat on his sushi. Maybe he asked for extra meat. What is that, fucking sauerkraut? Don't eat that. That's for vegetables will make you gay. Okay. Oh, he's doing skull crushers. Or maybe pullovers, okay? Look.
Sauerkraut is terrible.
Just to do it. As long as I stay successful. It's a very, very hard sport. It's a very demanding sport. I'm doing cardio actually. I start cardio doing.
He has an 8-pack.
Of the show. 4 to 5 times.
I'm gonna look like that once I'm fully cut.
A week on empty stomach in the mornings between 6 and 8 o'clock. I get up. I don't eat. I drive to the gym. I do cardio. I don't just use the bike.
His gut's pretty big, actually. Probably needs to. That's probably his issue, because like he probably has a thicker midsection than me, and he's solid muscle. That's probably no good. September.
Seedling emoji, green heart emoji.
Well, thank you for that, Raw Vegan Cowboy. Appreciate the donation.
September 26th. Holy shit! Look at this. This is 26 years ago to the day. Check it out. Oh, a Ford Explorer. My friend's mom had one of those. She drives like a psycho. Not just because she had one of those. I think she drives that way in every vehicle.
What do you think?
Dodo $20 VG, you missed it. Scroll down, you can see diff accounts posting the same untrue things. It's a literal Chinese psyop. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, can we play Silent Hill tonight,
Scientists
please?
just made a glue gun that can...
I can tell you with 100% certainty we are not going to be playing Silent Hill 2 tonight. But thanks for the donation, Dodo. Or not, Silent Hill F. Yeah, we're not playing that game tonight.
fix broken bones.
Broken or just broken?
No two fractures ever break the same way, which means that bone grafts usually require extensive planning and prefabrication that prolongs surgery and slows recovery. But researchers at MIT just developed a bone printing technology.
All you do is sit on your ass and play video games. Every time I check my bank account it's like $50 gone, $100 for Amazon, every fucking day. If you want those things, you're going to have to pay for them. That's all I asked for. Is that unreasonable?
You're pushing it. Thanks for the donation, dipshit.
That could overcome this surgical sticking point. They used a modified glue gun filled with a mixture of polycaprolactone, a biodegradable plastic mixed with hydroxyapatite, the same mineral found in our bones, along with 2 antibiotics to prevent infection, which diffuse slowly over weeks of recovery. The material is applied into the fracture surface while at about 60 degrees Celsius, so it's soft enough to adapt perfectly to the irregular fracture, but still cools to body temperature in under 40 seconds, avoiding thermal damage to the surrounding tissue. It allows surgeons to build a custom support scaffold in minutes rather than hours like normal surgeries. Over several weeks, the hydroxyapatite then promotes accelerated bone healing, and the scaffold naturally disintegrates after the bone is repaired. In trials of the device, the researchers set out to repair large femoral bone defects in rabbits, an injury that normally can't heal without surgical intervention. After 12 weeks, the treated rabbits showed double the bone volume and surface area compared to the control group, and the tiny struts that make up spongy bone, called trabeculae, was 60% thicker, indicating that the new bone wasn't just filling space, it was denser, better organized, and structurally stronger. Human trials are still needed, and the scaffold degradation timing needs optimization, but good news for all those disgusted by the weakness of their flesh and craving the certainty of hot glue. If you
That's cool. Hopefully at some point they have technology that can just make you heal like Wolverine.
33458 Are there any steroids that you shouldn't mix in the same syringe?
Hello, welcome.
The only thing I'd worry about with mixing steroids is if you're getting them from a UGL, and sometimes they add toxic solvents like ethyl oleate. Like, you just wouldn't want to inject that, period. But as far as, like, just mixing them in the same syringe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything.
Right, here we go. Vegangains recently admitted starting using gear.
Well, I actually just started taking steroids 5 days ago.
And just had an episode of Roid Rage whilst doing barbell shrugs whilst live streaming to his fans, as you do. So he's doing...
Like, as if I don't already act like this. I've been on YouTube for how fucking long? Like, people have seen my rage freakouts how many fucking times? Like, and then, like, I just have another one of these, you know, rage outs, like, as I always do. Oh, it's the steroids. It's like if I shat my pants every day, you know, like a Cosmic Skeptic, and I don't know, I, like, ate ice cream and I shit my pants again, like you're not going to blame it on the ice cream, you're just going to blame it on, like, you just shit your pants. It's just what you do. Like yeah, I rage out sometimes. What the fuck does that have to do with steroids?
Doing heavy shrugs whilst live streaming for his tween fans who pay him to do impressions, shake his bottom, just a usual dignified source of income. Then someone comments he's out of breath after his set, and he replied in a rational way,
Bro, out of breath from doing shrugs. LMAO. Well, how about you face me in a cage match.
Set breaks over, Richard. Come on, get back to...
Like, I'm sure he's just, like, fucking around. That's kind of what he does on his channel, but, like, I mean... Knowing me, it's just stupid to say that.
Work. Before I comment on his tantrum, it's fine to be out of breath after a heavy set. He's lifting heavy, completely normal. He's working hard, so in reality, the person commenting was just looking for a reaction, and boy, did they get it.
Huh? Yeah, my cardio was so bad. Well, why don't you fight me in a cage? We'll see how bad my cardio really is, dipsh.
You would not pass the USADA testing. That glass vial would explode.
Well, yeah, I know he's doing it for views.
Load on contact. Maybe Rogan could do a Fight Companion podcast about it.
Don't do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to mock you. Please stop.
Yeah. He goes on about it.
Watching. Back to everyone would take PEDs if they could.
The reality is, everybody wants to take steroids. The only reason they don't is because they're afraid of needles, or they don't know how to use these safely.
No, they wouldn't. That argument is dumb.
I do 40 minutes of cardio every day.
Shaking your rump for...
buddy, look at the amount of fucking teenage kids that are on gear right now. Like, the Sarm Goblin shit on TikTok. Again, these kids just don't know how to source steroids, or they're afraid of needles. So that's why they're taking SARMs. Like, yeah, literally everybody wants to take fucking steroids. They're either afraid of needles, or they don't know how to take them safely. And I guess, like, one other reason is, like, social stigma or some shit. But, yeah, buddy. How many fake natty videos has this guy fucking made? Like, give me a break. Everybody wants to go on gear.
For your streaming fans is not cardio. Literally, here are his prices on his live streams.
Okay.
Anyone for a donation?
Yeah, guess what? Unlike you, I lift heavy and train hard, and yes, you have to breathe heavy, because when you're lifting heavy weights with high intensity, that requires oxygen. If you're a tiny little who lifts little baby weights, yeah, you might not have to breathe very hard.
Roids have been argued to increase aggressive behavior amongst people, but there's no evidence of that.
Idiot.
Well, again, like, he's obviously just fucking around for content. Like, that is not unusual behavior for me. It's not like I was the most calm, chill person ever, and then I took steroids and I started freaking out like that. I've always acted like that. Vegans for Sharia donators, this is the kind of woman I need in my life.
Lady is on
Jesus. This is so loud.
Can you show me a single verse in the Quran, the Hadith, and the Islamic literature where it says, go and kill innocent people?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear it? Yeah? I will cast terror into the hearts of the disbelievers. Therefore, cut off their necks and cut off every fingertip.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it's getting scary out here, my G.
New Jersey, the city of Patterson, New Jersey. City council just went 100% Muslim, and they implemented elements of Sharia law in the United States, in Patterson, New Jersey. If you think that it's just a benign, different religion, you have never read Islam, nor do you know.
Yeah, they shouldn't let these people in the fucking country. Like, it's, like, do we really need menial labor that bad? Like, we're gonna have, you know, automated worker robots any fucking day now. I don't think we need to import people from fucking Pakistan and Syria to move a bunch of boxes around at a Amazon warehouse. Like, it's just stupid. So, we don't need these people, and they just cause problems. It's fucking ridiculous. Thanks for the donation, though, Vegans for Sharia.
Like John Doe said in chat. Can we get merch that says congratulations, you're banned? I don't need that stupid shit in my chat. Thanks for the donation, dipshit, and your other nigger quotes. Help me out, chat. What other quotes of Richie do we like?
All right, well, thanks for the donation, 21st.
I think
Is this correct here? Yeah. How much is this?
it's like 300 pounds.
302?
Yeah.
Good. Same weight as 2 days ago.
You gotta stop pigging out.
Session now for this kind of videotape. Exactly since 8 weeks on a diet. This means 56 days.
What job would you choose if you had to get a 9-to-5 corporate slave job? There are people who pay good money for, like, weird fetish sex acts. So I think I just go from house to house pissing on people. There are people who will pay you to piss on them, so I'd probably just piss on people for money.
This is the first session with Mitsuru in between of 6 days. Today.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing that much weight. Oh, he's got more of the stack now. Is he? Oh, he's doing the whole stack. Okay, I'm like, is he just gonna do 4 fucking plates? Wait till you see these fucking squats. Okay, that's my favorite part. Here we go. And there's gonna be some fucking geeks in here. This is gonna be for them because I know they're gonna say this if I didn't say
Matt,
this,
what's up?
but then maybe they still will. I don't care if it's at the end of his workout. He finished off strong with a good pump. Make sure you have bitch mitts on when you're doing squats. Okay. And don't even say that's parallel. Oh yeah, that one was almost parallel. Oh, he's getting better. He's getting better.
A lot of people think
No, it's above parallel.
because I'm one of the biggest bodybuilders, competitive
Yep.
bodybuilders.
And forms all over the place. And he even has a fucking
No,
pussy
sessions.
pad.
It's nothing to do with session. It's just to try to bring the best possible package into the show. Size, symmetry.
Okay, so he did, I think that was like 8 or 9 half reps with 315. Some of them were closer to full reps. There would say 3/4 reps. Okay. Probably don't need to see that again. Well, what's he doing here? He unracks, what is this, like 600? Oh, great. I want to see this shot.
The fuck is this angle?
Now that gig is mod, it's time for some changes. Rule number 1, no more bad words. Rule number 2, no more obscene drawings. Rule 3, no more hedonism. This goes for you too, VG. We are trying to create a family-friendly channel. Now say yes, sir, Mr. Gig.
All right, I'll maybe try that. There's something wrong with the water filter in the fucking basement. And it won't stop beeping, and it's driving me fucking nuts. It's like listening to those fire alarms that are low on battery. Oh my god, I've been trying to ignore it, but it just keeps getting to me. I gotta call the landlord tomorrow about it. That is like, it's like Chinese water torture. Just every minute there's a beep, and it's like, damn it. Just random vids, donate $2. Everyone's getting tired of this conversation now.
Israel killed him because there's no evidence of that. But I had a problem with Netanyahu exploiting an assassination in this country for his own political means and purposes. And lying about the nature of his relationship with Charlie Kirk. Because Charlie Kirk didn't like Netanyahu. Just like any warm-blooded American shouldn't. Netanyahu is a bad guy. And he wanted to make it seem like, no, we were all great. We were good. We had a great relationship.
Nobody really wants to hear this bitch talk. I hate this guy. I literally hate this fucker. It's a lying, attention-seeking whore. He did not have depression, and he made that all up. And he also didn't bench 405. I literally benched 405 before him. Fuck him. Jackass. Oh, look, he also didn't deadlift 606 because he did sumo. Doesn't count. I can't stand that guy.
Enemies have something in common. None of them reveal his secret identity, even though they know who's behind the mask. But why? Once, a thief named Ted, just another common criminal in Gotham, did the unthinkable. During a robbery, he found undeniable evidence that Bruce Wayne was Batman. Thinking he had a winning lottery ticket in his hands, he decided to sell that information to the city's greatest villains. But as soon as he started spreading the rumor, something strange happened. Instead of getting excited, the villains got furious. They all started hunting him down relentlessly. Ted didn't understand why. Wasn't this the secret everyone wanted to uncover? That's when Two-Face captured him and explained the truth. You think revealing Batman's identity will destroy him? On the contrary, it would destroy us. Confused, Ted listened as Two-Face explained what Gotham's villains had known for a long time. Bruce Wayne is the only thing keeping Batman under control.
Batman's stupid. Like, I mean, Batman has a, like, advanced hypersonic fucking jet that also is, like, a VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing craft. It can turn invisible. Yeah, no shit, it's fucking Bruce Wayne. Only a fucking billionaire would have that. Who the fuck else would it be? Fuck Batman. Thanks for the donation, Just Random Vids. Sad Block, donate $2. Is it okay if I, as a vegan man, settle for a vegetarian girl? Fuck vegetarians, dude. They're pieces of shit. If you can't find any vegan women, just use, like, you know, vegetarians and meat eaters for sex. Don't get into anything serious. Thanks for the donation, Sad Block. What superhero is your favorite? It would either be the Punisher or Wolverine. I guess Spider-Man would also be in my top 3. So anyone can kidnap now because they don't need to identify themselves.
I can videotape. I'm a combat vet. No, I'm a combat vet. Are you Don't you touch me!
So ICE agents are... I've heard some crazy stories where ICE agents literally arrest people for speaking in Spanish. It's fucking nuts.
Our humanitarian mission to Gaza, we have gathered credible intelligence that Israel is likely to direct escalated violent attacks on the flotilla within the next 48 hours. And several governments have now reached out to citizens on board the global Smooth flotilla, warning them about an imminent Israeli attack.
Good. Hope they blow you the fuck up. What a lying, attention-seeking whore. She's getting paid by China to say this, by the way. Guaranteed. She is getting paid. She should be investigated and thrown in jail. Like, that should be illegal to do what she's doing. Like, taking money from a foreign government to spread disinformation. She should be in jail.
Isn't it nice that people are coming from all over the world to be
with us.
It's not particularly unusual that generals who report to the Secretary of War and then to the President of the United States are coming to speak with the Secretary of War. It's actually not unusual at all, and I think it's odd that you guys have made it into such a big story.
Is it a big story? I mean,
I don't think it is, sir.
I would think it's, no, but.
Here we fucking go.
I'm in China and they have robotic legs to help you hike. China is so advanced and they said we can try it for
They have that here. You can literally buy them online.
free. Yes. Okay, where do I go? Here. My way. Now he's wrapping it around my kneecaps. This is insane.
They should leave these people in China, like, deny their return. Oh, China's so advanced. You like it so much. Okay. Stay there. No going back into the US. I fucking hate influencers, dude. Fucking can't stand them. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Found out that the Diamond Gym is a 20-minute drive from my house down in New Jersey. Maybe I should pull up and give Unc and Hattie a piece of my mind, lol.
I mean, if you want to have a fight with a bunch of baboons, go for it. But, oh my god, that is the most stupid, cancerous, dumb fuck gym I've ever seen in my life. Thanks for the donation, nigga.
There'll be one dumbass like he's bigger than me. I'm aware he's bigger than me. Okay, he also has more money than me. His skin's better than mine. But I do full fucking reps. Okay? So, remember the old bro science video, don't be a half repper? Alright? Well, definitely don't be a quarter repper.
Wise.
Hell, finally talking about steroids in Hollywood. Huge respect for Mr. Grillo. Finally, someone tells us what the famous superhero actors lie about. They get to look that outsized way because they take PEDs. Big respect, Frank. We all know already, but it's good to finally have someone say it. Finally, some honesty from an insider in Hollywood. I gain new respect for this guy. Steroids or not, the main thing people need to recognize is that none of these guys look like that all the time. They peak for roles. Finally, someone in the industry who can say it openly. Finally, a Marvel character not marveling bull crap. Respect for Frank. And so these are my exact sentiments to this. Finally, we have an actor coming clean about what Hollywood actors are using to gain all that muscle for the roles in Hollywood movies.
Dodo donated $2. Let me see. President Trump posts that Obama should face justice for treason.
They tried to rig the election, and they got caught, and there should be very severe consequences for that. You know, when we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and
He was literally telling everybody to lock Hillary up.
I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook, and I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's...
This is all cope to take, just to draw attention away from his failing administration.
I will say, the very smartest people that I know are all vegans. Every single one of them. Like that upper echelon of like the most intelligent human beings I've ever spoken to. They're all vegans. Every single one of them. So.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just a thought. Just a thought.
You don't need to be clever to boycott animal products. You just need to have a minimum moral bias.
I don't like that guy. He's the thing with his vape pen. He's just a whiny baby. Oh, yeah. Dude, what a joke. I love how they made her do training for The Last of Us and she got fat. She literally didn't even get in shape. She literally got fatter. I hate Bella Ramsey. Like, literally hate her.
Have you seen a communist party before? Come with me, comrades, to Festa do Avante, one of the largest actual left gatherings in the world. Happens near Lisbon, Portugal, and most people in North America probably can't even wrap their heads around something like this happening. They still short circuit when they hear the word communism over there. But here, up to 100,000 people can circulate the event throughout the weekend, and there are delegations from parties from nearly 50 different countries, from Europe, Africa, Asia, and South America. We saw Italy, France, Germany, Russia, Catalonia, Belgium, Cyprus, Turkey, Greece, yes, even Britain, Brazil, Cuba, Bolivia, Venezuela, Colombia, Mozambique, Angola, Sahara, Cabo Verde, Lebanon, China, shout out Iran, Today Party, and PFLP from Palestine, of course, Vietnam,
Israel should do a tactical strike.
Would have surrendered by 1943 when it was clear that the war was going to go the other way?
Dictators don't. They just double down. This is the beauty of elections. I get it. It's a mess with a multi-party system and with all the crazy politics that come and go with it. But elections are a moment to reassess when the party in power sufficiently screws things up where people finally go, ooh, this is a mess. The party in power isn't reassessing. The election is reassessing for them. You know human beings. We've all met many. Most human beings don't like to change their mind. I think it's a terrible mistake. And that's why I like the argument, as you know, counter-argument structure, to try to take some of the sting out of changing our minds. Because doubling down on bad decisions, it's a mistake, but we human beings do it. And then if you have a dictator, you're guaranteed. Putin is not going to back down in Ukraine. He's going to be going after it from now until doomsday. And then if he wins there, he's going to then go after the Baltic states. It's not going to end. So sadly, the enemy gets a vote, and you may go, well, these are idiot decisions. Yeah, but they're very dangerous ones, so you have to do things to counter them.
All right, well, thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Cat gets in shape to stand up to dog bully.
Hey, that's a neat toy. Wow. I think that's a munchkin cat. Thanks for the donation, nigga.
Coach Greg, and finally, somebody in Hollywood is calling everyone out, and he goes by the name of Frank Grillo. And so Grillo's 60 years of age, and he comes clean and states exactly what he's been taking. He outs himself as being on performance-enhancing drugs, mainly testosterone, has taken Anavar, as well as peptides. And he says, look, I don't give a shit. I'm going to admit exactly what I'm on. And he says almost everyone doing those transformations are on performance-enhancing drugs, and mostly testosterone, Deca, and Anavar. And they are, in fact, prescribed by doctors. They just don't admit it. He's like, I'm not like any of these guys. And so he finally comes clean, which is a very, very refreshing. And so we're going to watch the video, see what he says, Let's get right into it.
Yeah, and how do they do that, though? Let's talk about that for a second.
Yes.
Because none of them talk about it. And they do it by, taking Anavar and Deca and all the things that now are prescribable by doctors.
And so he doesn't even have to get asked. As soon as they bring it up, there's a lot of Hollywood actors putting on a lot of muscle. He's like, we need to talk about this. They're being prescribed steroids, Anavar, testosterone, Deca, peptides, and they're being monitored by doctors. And so I think it's a good idea. Like, I'm not competing in the Olympics. I'm not getting drug tested. Why do I have any moral dilemma against using steroids? It improves my health. And so he is prescribed by a doctor and monitored. And so he is doing it right.
All of a sudden, they have 35 pounds of muscle on them. We all know what they're doing. They might not want to.
Did a live today at the largest slaughterhouse in Utah. The shit was so fucked. Cow broke one of the trailers trying to break out of the trailer. They killed 1.4 cows that day. Yeah, I've protested in front of slaughterhouses. It's pretty depressing.
Say it, but they all do it. Everybody.
And so he says, they all do it. Not some, not a few, not maybe not, all of them. Now,
do you like watching Denzel Washington movies?
Only the good ones. He's being in a lot of trash. One of his best movies was what was it called? The movie where he was an ex-soldier and he found out that he was in a mind control experiment. What was that movie? That one. Yeah, his new movies just suck. Thanks for the donation, Chris.
Personally, I think it's probably not all of them. There are probably some Hollywood actors out there playing Marvel characters and so on who are actually 100% natural. I mean, we had the guy that played Batman who literally refused to do it. I did a video on this about 3 or 4 years ago. And so there are some guys that say, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care. But for the most part, if you're playing a character that needs to have muscle or have to have a lean physique, why wouldn't they be taking Ozempic or Tirzepatide? Why wouldn't they be doing HRT or taking peptides to heal and recover more quickly? Now remember, if you're interested in these types of things, optimizing your health with a doctor prescribing you prescription medications, click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off. I'm talking and referring to AlgoRx. And so if anyone still to this day thinks that The Rock is natural, that his doctor didn't prescribe him Anavar, Deca, testosterone, peptides, growth hormone, the list goes on and off, then I don't know what to tell you. Perhaps you believe in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus and all of
I've been noticing that Svaria has been going pretty viral on TikTok recently. Like every other video on my For You page is a Svaria edit.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think a lot of incel loser black pill dipshits like him. But yeah. Thanks for the donation though, nigga. Yeah, Manchurian Candidate. Yeah, Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington was a good movie.
the things. What am I going to say? And so, of course, they don't want to say it, but you don't just put on 35 pounds of muscle out of nowhere in a matter of 6 months. This is ridiculous. It's not because of a special kind of training. It's not because they hired the right guy. It's not because they hired the right chef. Even Coach Greg cannot get you 35 pounds of muscle in 6 months. Now, if you're interested in getting coached by me, I'm offering the service right now. I have some clients. We're having great times. You can talk to Coach Greg on the phone. I answer your questions. And so if you're interested, click the link in the description and apply right now. Now, if you can't work with Coach Greg, you can, of course, use Coach Greg's supplements, Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum, as well as GLP Max and G Test Platinum. And so if you're interested in these things, code Greg, 15% off.
And you've seen it, right?
100%.
And so they're saying, hey, have you seen that? Do you know this for fact? Yes, I've seen it. think of it. This is an A-list actor. He's very, very famous. He knows what other people are doing.
And I've put on somewhere around 65 pounds of muscle tissue.
Or he's put 65 pounds of tissue. I mean, why are these guys so delusional? He's 46 years of age. He's 5 years older than Mike Israetel. He's recently gotten into using performance-enhancing drugs to help him compete in bodybuilding. I mean, at this age, this is when you're supposed to stop. Like, notice, I'm 50. I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, I'm just about to start my cycle of steroids. Aren't you 50, Coach Greg? Maybe you shouldn't do steroids. Perhaps trend's not the best idea. Does this look like a guy who's added 65 pounds of muscle, or a guy who's...
Greg's a fucking idiot, and he has absolutely no fucking idea what he's talking about. Like, what a stupid black and white kind of way of thinking, too. You don't know what the guy wants out of life. You don't know what makes him happy. You don't know what his personal issues are. Like, maybe he needs the steroids to be motivated to exercise. Otherwise, he'd be sitting on his ass fat and unhappy. Like the idea that just because you're on steroids, you're automatically less healthy. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Greg's just a fucking dipshit. 21st Century Tellers, we was kings and shit. Yeah, great.
You called the East primitive, but what? We created y'all knowledge. We created y'all science. We created y'all math.
Is for people of color. All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen. So you feel like...
Alright, thanks for the donation, dude. Yeah, I've seen the movie Minority Report.
Added 65 pounds. I mean, I don't want to body shame him, but does he look healthy to you? Like, Frank Grillo's 60s, 14 years older than him. Which physique is better? By a mile.
Frank Grillo's on steroids. He's saying the guy who's on steroids is less healthy than a guy that's on steroids. Therefore, steroids are unhealthy for you? Like, what?
And so perhaps he needs to lose 30 pounds and then say, hey, I added 35 pounds of muscle. He didn't add 65.
I don't really like walking downstairs much anymore.
You don't know what he looked like before.
Look how big he is. Of course he doesn't like walking downstairs. And I would bet walking up them is even worse.
A lot of things that are just difficult, and like I kind of bump into things. I'm like, oh, I'm over there.
Yeah, difficult, like wiping your ass, having sexy time, walking up a flight of stairs.
Yes, because we all know steroids make it so much harder to have sex. Uh-huh. Yeah, try cutting your balls off. See how easy it is to get an erection.
Too big. He's 46.
I try to run and like it doesn't feel great.
Notice he said the word try. Very glad to say that. He doesn't actually run. Have you seen Mike Israetel run? Have you seen Mike hop? Have you seen him try to...
21st Century Tellers, they think they was kings for and shit for real. Which troll? Would you permanently bring back Bill Ballinger, Corona Bro, watch on 2x speed? Tell me this isn't because of roids. I guess because... Yeah, I guess Bill... I'm not watching my own live stream clip. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Bench press his body weight. 2 reps. He might have had a third. And so he hops a nippered. He runs a 5.5 800 meter. It's literally 5.5 miles an hour. It's embarrassing. And that, it takes him out. His shins, his calf muscles. And this is a man who's fit and athletic. Mike Israetel, a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's doing cardio all the time and he can't even run a 5-minute mile. I mean, it is embarrassing. Grade primary kids can run faster than this.
People will say, because I take testosterone, right? People say, you're a cheater. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm 60.
Yeah.
And I train every day.
Exactly. He's not cheating. I mean, there's no drug testing. He's an actor. He's playing a role. It's prescribed by his doctor. How is that cheating? That would be like a corn star using Cialis. Is he cheating? Oh, how dare you use Viagra? Or Cialis, well, I went to Algo RX and I bought some. What's wrong with that? Oh, you're on enclomiphene, you're taking testosterone, oh, you're on peptides? How is that bad if you're not cheating at your sport? There's no drug testing, there's no rules saying you can't do that. And so how is it bad? I mean, what's next? Oh, you're not allowed to draft in the Tour de France racing bikes? Hey, what are you doing behind me? You're sucking my wheel. It's too easy for you. Stop cheating. It's not cheating if it's allowed.
I'm not cheating at anything except aging.
I'm not cheating anything except aging, except perhaps Father Time. And I wouldn't say he's cheating Father Time. I would say he's slowing things down. Remember.
So he says steroids are unhealthy and you shouldn't do them, and then he's saying Frank Grillo is slowing his aging down by taking steroids? Greg's a fucking idiot. Just a complete idiot. 21st only tellers, Bill reminds me of a bald 30 or 40 something year old skinny fat security guard. What does this say? That's great. AJ $22. Is bacon vegan if it keeps jihadists away? No. I've already been sent that clip. Thanks for the donation.
He started taking performance-enhancing drugs, namely testosterone, and for certain movie roles, he says he takes Anavar. But aside from that, he's only taking peptides, BPC 157, and so on to try to recover his injuries and heal a little bit faster. It's slowing down Father Time. He's not stronger than when he was 30. He's simply not losing things as quickly. And so by taking these substances, testosterone and so on, he feels better. He looks better. He feels younger. And so why not improve his quality of life? Now, taking testosterone.
I can't stand Greg. I cannot stand him.
Perhaps it doesn't increase how long you'll be on this earth. There's no proof to that. But if you...
There actually is. The largest prospective cohort studies on men on TRT live longer. They have lower risk of all-cause mortality. So we have pretty definitive proof that at the very least, if you qualify for testosterone replacement therapy and you go on it, you have a better chance of living to an older age compared to if you didn't take it. So, no. As far as we know right now, testosterone replacement therapy, it does prevent you from dying. Dodo Donny Tellers watch full, not just intro.
Jeffrey struggled with being masculine.
I guess we can watch that. Why not?
God is angry with us. And that's my short form definition of Christian nationalism. America should...
Fuck. I don't give a shit about that retard.
God is angry with us.
Where the fuck?
The anterior compartment of the forearms is...
Men's health.
Fuck me.
God is angry.
After the ban of social media in Nepal...
I don't care. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Want to get some merch and wear it while I mountain bike. Alright, dope. Have you felt the EQ yet? Yes. I've already talked about it. I think I'm on day 3. It's giving me a calming feeling. I guess I have put on weight more quickly. I weighed in at 217 this morning. My legs are looking juicy.
Health finally talking about steroids in Hollywood. Huge. But does that really Is it testosterone or is it?
Do we kind of overrate that testosterone is the main driver of muscle? It's really training.
And so they start arguing on the main driver of building muscle. Is it testosterone or is it training? I mean, you're just getting pedantic here. I mean, we all know that you need to lift weights in order to build muscle. What is the main driver? You have to...
Steroids don't make your prostate grow.
Lift weights.
And steroids aren't bad for your kidneys and heart. It's just stupid.
You have to...
Maybe you just shouldn't talk about steroids if you don't know anything the fuck about them.
Eat protein. And you need energy. If you don't have these things, and of course you need water, then you're not going to build muscle, and so it's everything. What does the testosterone do? Well, consider it's like building your muscles in your body is like building a house. If you hire one guy to come and build your house, it's going to take a long time.
21st, when I tell you your nipples are erect. Is that because of the steroids or because you're pregnant? Were they erect before? They're erect pretty much constantly, and yeah, it's because of the steroids. Thanks for the donation, dude. What would be your fatality if you were a Mortal Kombat character? I really like the Kung Lao fatality where he cuts people in half with his hat. I also really like the Kenshi fatality where he uses his sword and it spins and he chops them up like a wood chipper. And I also like Sub-Zero's head rip fatality. That's pretty cool. I think if I could just rip somebody's head off with just sheer strength, that'd probably be the most impressive.
To build that house, maybe 2 years, let's say. Now, if you're on testosterone and in...
Androgens damage the kidney and heart over time. Okay, cool. So cut your own balls off, since being a man's bad for you.
High doses, it's like having an entire crew of 50 workers coming over every day to build your health. It's going to be significantly faster. Now, if you're on...
No evidence that high amounts of androgens damage the heart or kidneys. You're just a fucking idiot. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
HRT, it's like perhaps you have 2 or 3 workers. It's better than one. It's obviously going to make a significant difference, but not as much as if you're blasting everything under the sun, including Trent. When you're on everything, you've got an entire construction crew. When you're on testosterone at HRT doses, you have a few extra workers and you're building faster than last time.
If we look at women versus men, for instance, like women that train super hard, they generally have about the same relative amount of muscle mass for their total body weight as men do.
I mean, why is he full of nonsense? Like,
true.
why is this guy lying? Why is this guy on the show? He just said that women have as a percentage about the same amount of muscle per square inch as men. No. Like, if you take a 6 foot tall woman and a 6 foot tall man, and you compare the amount of muscle they have on their body, the man is going to have more on average. Of course they are.
Relative amount of muscle mass for their total body weight as men do. They're just smaller.
Relatively the same amount of muscle. No. Relatively speaking, women have a higher body fat percentage than men. Women on average carry 6 to 9% more body fat than men. This is, of course, true in every instance. If you take 2 athletes of the same size, a 150-pound man and a 150-pound woman, and you look at all the powerlifting records, they're not going to have the same amount of muscle, the same amount of strength. The man is going to be faster, jump higher, do everything better. And that's because men have more testosterone. And so you're saying, oh, there's no difference. Women have less testosterone than men. They have the same amount of relative muscle. No, they don't.
If they train hard and they diet appropriately, there's not that much difference in terms of relative amounts of muscle tissue per unit body size for them.
And so he's wrong. He's on Men's Health. How do they get these guys? Who is this guy? Is this guy's Frank's trainer? Who is he? A 46-year-old guy who's morbidly...
Hormone levels 500% higher than normal do not cause organ damage.
Obese. Why is he on the show?
But it's not like it's going to... You're not going to change from 165 pounds to 190 pounds.
He might.
You're not going to change from 165 pounds to 190 pounds by adding in pharmacology.
Well, you might. I mean, you might. You could go in and you have very low levels of testosterone, 165.
Check out this GT car. Max is racing it this weekend. It would be hilarious if he got a win in a Ferrari before Lewis does.
That would actually be funny. It's the Ferrari 296 or whatever, right? I'd love that car. That is a really nice car. Knowing Max, he'll probably win. Yeah, that is a sick car. Thanks for the donation, Lotta.
The doctor prescribes you 200 milligrams of test a week and you train for 5 years. You might be 190. You might put on 25 pounds of muscle. Why downplay it? Frank is like, look, I do this and I do that. You're trying to make it look, no, testosterone's not the primary driver of muscle growth because women relatively...
Then why do a lot of bodybuilders have increased organ size when taking steroids? I'm done. See you later.
They have the same amount of muscle as men. No, they don't. Men have more muscle than women. And if you do have very low levels of testosterone and you take HRT, you might very well...
Like saying that is like saying drugs are bad. What drugs? What doses? In what context? Like, you're just a fucking retard. I'm done with you. See you later. I'm done with dealing with idiots.
Well, put on 25 pounds of muscle. It's possible.
And I've gone off it a couple times.
Why?
I ran out of it and I was in Europe and, I wasn't going to buy it from anybody else.
And so he says, look, there's been times when I've been off testosterone. When I went to Europe and I couldn't buy any over there, I wasn't going to buy it underground. And so I had to wait. Now me, same thing. I've been through times over the last several years when I've been prescribed testosterone, I've been off. But it's because the government keeps running out. Pharmacies, they don't have what I need. And this makes me question what is wrong with our country. I mean, what is going on? I mean, I could go buy it from every second guy at the gym, but yet I can't get it from the pharmacy. What is wrong with what's going on? I mean, this is ridiculous. And so for the people out there thinking, oh, Canada's the best healthcare and so on, is it the best healthcare in the world if you can't even get what you need?
And for me, I never gained really any weight. When I did boss level, I did because I did something else, which was the Anavar.
And so he's saying, when I did the testosterone, I didn't really gain any weight. No, what happens is you lower your body fat and you replace it with muscle. And so you can do what's known as main gain. You stay 185 pounds, perhaps you're at 15% body fat, and eventually you're 7% body fat and you're still 185 pounds. You put on muscle and you lost fat at the same time. Now, when he wants to bulk up for roles, he'll go on 8-week cycles of Anavar. And so that is going to make the testosterone even more effective. You're adding in an extra steroid, which is going to also lower SHBG, which is going to free up more testosterone. And so the testosterone that you're using, more of your body can actually use that testosterone, which makes it even better. And so coupled with the extra testosterone is going to make you stronger, get better pumps, 60, so that they can also...
Greg Blabs. No, I haven't heard of Slap Yo Mama Seasoned Salt.
His entire life, he has no drive, no ambition. He's more like a coward and he can't seem to sit down and work. For all the porn that Jeffrey watches, he still has a low sex drive. His body accumulates fat, where a woman's would, like his hips and breasts. But worst of all, Jeffrey does nothing to improve.
Well, this video is already kind of stupid. Women tend to store a disproportionate amount of fat on their thighs. Men tend to store a disproportionate amount of fat on their stomach and love handles. So...
Adonis is a masculine man full of testosterone. His muscle mass is high, but his body fat is low. His libido...
I love how he gives an example of somebody who would have to be on steroids to look like that.
is high. He wakes up with morning steel. This is a way that a man should feel. The testosterone is...
Yeah, if you're on steroids, you should feel like that, yes.
Inside of his blood, and because of that, he's able to focus and be motivated for hard work. This is the first time in human history, from the caveman days to the Roman emperors to now, where young men have lower testosterone than older men. Testosterone is
no. Where he just made that up.
It's meant to go down as you age, so it's always been normal that young men have higher testosterone than older men. But this is the first time in the history of our species where our generation of young men have got lower testosterone than our fathers. And we just need
that's not true.
to be completely honest here. The majority of guys in our generation deserve to have low testosterone. I know that sounds brutal, but it's true. Look, the majority of guys in our age, they do everything wrong. They stay up late. They drink alcohol. Sometimes they drink without even going outside. Like if they go into a party every now and then, okay, I understand. A lot of guys just buy beer and then just drink it when they watch TV at home. They're watching porn and ejaculating like 3 times a day, just spilling some like masculine seed. They're doing nothing challenging, adventurous, or competitive. Most guys that you know don't even exercise. They don't even exercise. Those guys deserve to have low testosterone.
He doesn't even exercise. He'll work out for like a month or 2 and then stop. And you can see immediately when that happens. He's much smaller, has a bit more body fat, and does not look as like fit and strong. He always goes through that cycle where he'll go to the gym for a month or 2, then just stop.
And that's not even me being horrible. Look, everything is cause and effect. When you do an action, you'll have an effect because of that. They're doing those actions so they deserve to have the effect. But we need to speak about the guys who are locked in, who are switched on. Because there are quite a lot of guys just like us who are doing the good actions. We're going to sleep on time. We're staying away from drugs. We're on no fat. We're lifting heavy weights. We're thinking about our diet. We're doing all these things. And yet we still have low testosterone. So chances are that you still have low testosterone, even though you're doing the things that you should be. What should you do about it? Right now, you're in one of those seasons of life where you're pretty obsessed with the concept of self-improvement and testosterone. And when I was like this, I started researching testosterone for the first time when I was like 17, 18, 19. And I would watch these videos that would talk about like, yeah, guys with high testosterone are like this. They make gains in the gym so easily. But guys with low testosterone are like this. They make gains in the gym really slowly. And then they develop like gynecomastia, like man boobs. And they have like wider...
Men with higher testosterone are more prone to gynecomastia because of aromatization.
hips, like skinny fat kind of body, and they're not very competitive, and they're like pushovers and they're low status. I remember watching these videos and I literally felt insecure because when they would describe a guy who had low testosterone, it used to be me. But then I'd watch the rest of these videos and it was so anticlimactic because every single one of these videos, like these tutorials on how to increase your testosterone, they would just say the exact same things like, oh yeah, try and sleep like 8 hours a night, lift heavy weights, like, you know, the alpha male slop content. Number 7, lift heavy weight. Like, fucking, bro, I was already doing this. I was already going to the gym. I was already going to bed at like 9 p.m. I was already trying to eat clean, staying away from drugs, but still, I related to this guy who had lower testosterone. I was hoping that they'd give me something more, like something new that I haven't tried, so that I could have some hope to try, you know, some new tactic. And then in all these videos, they just randomly start trying to sell me shit like,
I don't think he ever got a blood test to check his testosterone.
oh, you can buy my ashwagandha elite supplement bullshit. You can buy them, link in the description. And I'm looking at this fucking asshole trying to sell me shit. And I'm poor. I can't even afford it anyway. This is such a sensitive topic. And if I don't think you know my story fully. I had gynecomastia. That's like a condition where you're a guy, but basically you just get like fucking man boobs, basically. Where a lot of guys, when they get really fat, they get man boobs. But now what's happening is a lot of guys who aren't very, very fat are getting bitch titties as well. Like you're getting like puffy nipples.
That person was very fat.
And stuff. Like, I honestly, if you look at the view count of this video, 20 to 30, 40% of the guys are literally like, what the fuck Hamza knows? Because they've got it right now. This is such a sensitive topic. I'm trying to like save my life. I'm watching these fucking videos on YouTube, like every fucking testosterone video on YouTube, and it's always just fucking basic. And then they try and sell you some shit. It was literally pissing me off so much because I was dying to hear the root cause. Why are so many young men's testosterone so fucked up, especially for the guys who are on self-improvement, who are doing the right things? Why is right now the worst time in history for testosterone? Is it really like a personal responsibility? Is it that we've been fucking up? Or is it something greater? Because when I was a teenager in high school, I was like way more feminine than I should have been. And I don't know if this is completely correct, but I would have guessed that my testosterone was lower than it needed to be. And my estrogen, which is kind of like the female hormone, was higher. And I think a lot of guys these days can relate to that. You feel way more feminine and soft, like more like a little girl than you should be. At age 15, 16, 17, you should be going through puberty and developing like a young man. Like, you know those clips that you see from like the old cameras from 1950s or something, like from our grandfather's generation, where everyone is slim and they walk through the street. And young men used to look like men when they was like 16 years old. Nowadays, like 16-year-old boys look like they're still like 9 years old. Like when I was like 15, 16, I literally looked like I was 9.
This is so retarded. It's like, it's become a meme now where younger generations look older. like there's no research on this, obviously, it's just anecdotal, but a lot of people have commented that a lot of Zoomers look way older than they really are. Some people think it may be due to life stress, making people look older. But like the opposite is true. People are looking older now when they're younger.
Like a little Malteser, you know, those chocolate balls that you can get from the store. I remember feeling so self-conscious around this point because I'm going through puberty, right? I was like 15, 16, 17 years old. I was going through puberty and I couldn't even wear like normal shirts because I would notice that my fucking nipples, like my puffy nipples were like poking out through them. Imagine like the choice of the t-shirt you're wearing based on your insecurity. There was one day I was wearing an orange shirt, a bad choice. And I was in school and one of my fucking friends says like, oh, you can see Hamza's nipples poke through his shirt. And my cheeks would have been like, it's fucking embarrassing. Something is so wrong in modern society and there's so many different little reasons and the things that you probably haven't heard about. Like there's plastics, microplastics inside of us, plastic, like actual plastics, you know, like from debit cards, and it's inside of our food and it's inside of our water. And when we drink it, it stays inside of our body and it basically leaches, fucks up your hormones, your testosterone goes down, estrogen goes up, it acts like estrogen inside of your body. We have
Favorite Ferrari? Probably the Testarossa. They're making the new Testarossa. That car actually looks fucking amazing. I am a fan of the Enzo. I also really like the F40. So yeah, I would say my favorites are the Testarossa, the F40, and the Enzo. And I also like the new 296.
Have plastics inside of our brains, inside of our testicles. There's like chemicals all in the farmland around us in the food that we eat. If you're eating like farm food, which is already the healthiest food you can eat, even that's fucked up. Never mind if you're eating garbage from like the supermarket, which most people are. There's like fragrances. Bro, there's so many things that even if you're a guy on self-improvement and you're doing the right things, you know, you go into the gym, you're going to sleep on time. There's so many things that are now in our environment that it's just so unfair. I remember when I was younger and I started to have sex. I was so insecure. The first like, oh man, years of having sex, I swear to God, I would bring a girl back to my place. And I wouldn't even want to take my shirt off, even though I had been going to the gym for years. So now should be, you know, like my time to shine. I've been training for this, you know, I've got a decent body, but no, because I was insecure because like, you know, my body fat percentage was just stubbornly high. I had like more like a booby looking chest rather than like a pec looking chest. And then there was even times, I swear, there was times when I'd bring a girl back to my place and my dick wouldn't get hard. It was just soft. Some of that, I'm going to be honest, was like performance anxiety, psychological, you know, you're just kind of like tense and overwhelmed. Okay, fine, when you're a young man, you're having sex for the first time, that can happen, but I am quite sure some of that would have been because of low testosterone as well. Imagine doing all the hard work. Like imagine you go to a party every now and then, right? You go to a party.
He never got his testosterone checked. How the fuck would he know? Like, it's retarded.
You see a girl, she starts dancing with you. Imagine you do the hard work in attracting her and then bringing her back to your place. You've done the hard thing, it's time for you to have fun. And then your dick doesn't get hard.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
This is the reality that
I can guarantee you every fucking woman knows all about performance anxiety. It's not a big fucking deal. The more you freak out about it, then the worse it's gonna get. So women know about it. Like, I can guarantee you most women have been with multiple dudes, and at that point, they're gonna know about performance anxiety. Like, why are you freaking out about it? You're not the first dude they know that happened to, I can guarantee you. 296 is cool. Richard Loss wrecked his Enzo at 200 miles per hour and it disintegrated. Then he rebuilt it and pays a gun just to put miles on it to make it the highest mileage. Huh.
a lot of guys are starting to face now. And we're not really supposed to talk about this because it's a very sensitive, personal, kind of embarrassing topic. We're supposed to just stay silent and just kill ourselves instead, right? Like there'll be some fucking Jeffries, some crabs, like, you know, the crabs in the bottom of the bucket who'll be watching this, laughing, thinking, his dick couldn't get hard. There's people who will judge you for this. If you went to most people to speak about what we're speaking about, they just kind of like look at you a little bit weird and they wouldn't really know like how to respond to this conversation. The same people, you know what's interesting? The same people, when it's like Men's Mental Health Month, they'll post something on social media pretending that they care. But when we actually talk about the deep topics that are causing men's mental health problems, that's when everyone wants to get silent and think, oh yeah, you know, that's so cringe that those guys are talking about that. But we need to talk about this because I bet me just recording this video so far, there's a bunch of guys watching this thinking like, oh shit, like I'm not alone, it happened to Hamza as well. And he says he fixed it, so let's see how he fixed it. And so in 2021, I got my first ever testosterone test. And I knew that it was a form of data collection. So I got another one about a month after that. Both times, it was in the 400s. It was like 440 nanograms the first time and like 460 or something nanograms per deciliter the second time. What do you think I got told after that?
wow, you know, your testosterone's so low, let's help you. Do you think someone said something like that to me? No. They said, you're in the normal range. It's fine. If it's not fine with you, then just kill yourself. 400 nanograms per deciliter. That's what our great grandfathers have. And that is still deemed as normal for us.
No. Everything he says is just nonsense.
There's such a blatant problem with the way that the sort of healthy range of testosterone is analyzed, where the healthy range is between 250 nanograms per deciliter to 950, which first of all is a fucking massive range. But second of all, this range is based off all kinds of men. So when they test like an 80-year-old guy and his is like 270, and it makes sense because testosterone kind of gets produced less every year because you don't really need it as much when you're older, okay, fine. But if you're a young guy and you get a score close to what this fucking old guy who's been drinking alcohol for 80 years straight, if you get a score similar to him, the doctor will be like, oh, but it's inside of the natural range. And then you're told, go ahead, go outside. Well, shouldn't it take into account what age you are? Because the healthy number for men in their teens and 20s should be honestly probably closer to about 800, 900 to about 1,000. I understand that the fat doctor's not going to get me, right? He has to read from the old literature, which was made in the feminist era and stuff. Okay, fine. But I came to the internet in 2021, and I made a video titled, I Want More Testosterone. And you know what was the most interesting thing? Other young men attacked me for it and said, 440 nanograms per deciliter was inside of the healthy range, so it's fine. A massive YouTuber who talked about testosterone, more plates, more dates, he reacted to the video and he basically said like, oh yeah, no, you're inside of the healthy range, it's fine. I was like shocked. I thought we had this kind of like boys club on the internet where yeah, we all wanted more testosterone and we all knew the truth. But it turns out like not everyone shares the same viewpoints that we do. And the reason why people will think you're weird or wrong for wanting more testosterone is because most people just listen to their doctors. But your doctor's fat.
There's no way to increase your testosterone outside of healthy diet lifestyle. Like, if you're doing everything right, sleeping, exercising, minimizing stress, nutritionally adequate diet, there's nothing you can do to raise it outside of taking testosterone. Like, what matters is whether or not you have androgen-deficient symptoms. So if he's having androgen-deficient symptoms at 440, then yeah, go on testosterone replacement if you can't raise it through, normal means.
Like every
just living a healthier lifestyle.
Doctor I've ever seen in my life is fat. Why am I going to listen to like a fat guy for health advice? Bro, don't get me fucking started. When a guy wants more testosterone, doctors are like, oh, can't see you. No, you're in the healthy range. But if a girl wants more testosterone, if a girl wants to become a guy, they're like, oh yeah, right, yeah, here you go, ma'am. Here you go, then.
Those are different clinical situations, so...
Then here you go. How are we taking testosterone advice and guidance from fat pieces of shit doctors? You watch one video on testosterone these days and you genuinely know more about testosterone than all the fucking GPs, all the doctors in the fucking world. So when I got those testosterone tests, I tried my best to not let the number affect me because the power of belief is very important, right? So imagine if you just go ahead and go get a testosterone test when you can, and imagine if the number comes back pretty low. If that happens, it's very important for you to not sort of dig yourself into a hole and to start feeling really down and to start associate with it. Oh, I've got low testosterone. That means I'm not going to put on muscle mass. It's very important that you don't do that, right? So even when I got this test, I was very intelligent. I thought to myself, fuck you. I still have high testosterone. I started to think about it. I started to visualize the next test being higher. I started to do, honestly, this sounds a bit cringe. I started to stand in front of the mirror and literally look at myself and say, I have high testosterone. I know that that sounds a bit gay, and it probably is, but it kind of worked. Because in 2022, a few months after the original testosterone test that I got, it almost doubled. It went from around 440 to about 730. But the more important number is actually your free testosterone. That's basically how much testosterone your body actually has to use to, give you the good symptoms. And I don't remember the exact number, but I remember the range that they put, the healthy range. My free testosterone was actually higher than the healthy, like normal range.
This is nice and retarded. Sex hormone binding globulin, what it does is it gives your body an ability to distribute and release testosterone as needed. So having rock bottom sex hormone binding globulin, where it's like practically non-existent and all your testosterone is free testosterone, that's not a good thing, because then it prevents testosterone from actually getting to body tissues where it's needed. You're just going to end up excreting a lot of it out. So it's a complicated subject. The way he's describing it, it doesn't share it doesn't tell the entire picture. So sex hormone bound testosterone, it still has biological effect in your body. SHBG helps to deliver testosterone to like androgen receptors in your muscle cells. It's not that it doesn't do anything. SHBG does work as like a delivery mechanism, and it also prevents excretion of that testosterone.
That they put, and that's like a pretty good place to be. What did I change in this period? Did I just, like say the affirmations? Did that just boost my test? Not quite. There's two sides with, this vague spiritual kind of thing of like affirmation, stand in front of the mirror, talk and say I've got high testosterone and visualize. There's the people who are like 100%, that's all you've got to do and it'll happen. Then there's more of the sort of realists who are like, no, well, clearly that's not going to do anything. You have to kind of take the action. I actually was in the most intelligent part, which was right in the middle. I realized I needed to change my identity. I started to do visualizations that would symbolize me having high testosterone, and I'll let you come up with some of those yourself, but imagine you close your eyes and you almost create like a mental movie of a moment that symbolizes you've got high testosterone. Whatever that means to you, where you feel like a winner, where you feel strong. Maybe you're with a girl, maybe you're next to your boys, or whatever it is, right? You start watching this mental movie. And I'm not too sure if that would directly increase your testosterone or not. Like if we just did this, our blood level would start producing more tests. I don't think so. I agree with the sort of guys who are like, no, this is just weird and gay. But here's what I thought was interesting. Through the day, I started to actually do more of the testosterone activity.
Yeah, I have stretch marks. Is there a way to avoid them? Yeah, don't get fat.
I started to do this, and then I wanted to sit out into the sun for as long as possible because I had heard once that sitting in the sun gets you higher testosterone. I would do this, and then I would go and train in a way that is supposed to increase testosterone, where you lift like heavy weights.
Sitting in the sun does not increase testosterone.
But you keep your workouts fairly short, like you don't do too long workouts because then your cortisol stress hormone goes up, so you leave the gym within like 45 minutes. I think that the word is really gaslighting. Through the day, whenever I would see the opportunity to sort of display that I had high testosterone, I would kind of like gaslight myself into believing that I did. So if I see a girl, I'd say to myself, you've already got high testosterone, so this is normal for you. And I'm walking over with my man boobs and like, oh yeah, hello. Like I started to get used to this. This was also when I learned something new about sleep. So I started to track my sleep because again, I'm this guy who really cares about testosterone. And I realized that, when you've always heard from the doctors that everyone needs to get like 8 hours of sleep. I realized that was actually kind of bullshit. The truth is kind of like worse for most people. If you go to bed at 10 p.m. and you wake up at 6 a.m., how many hours of sleep is that? Everyone would say 10 to 6 is 8 hours. If you go to bed at 10 and you wake up at 6, you probably would have gotten about 6.5 hours of sleep. Because you're not asleep for 100% of the time. Think about it, if you go to bed at 10, actually at like 10:13, that's when you're actually getting into bed, even though you say it's 10. It's like, it just took you a little while, you reply to a few messages, then you brush your teeth, whatever. So you just miss like a quarter of an hour. Then it takes you another 5-10 minutes to fall asleep. When you are asleep, you don't sleep for 100% of the time that you're in bed. You actually wake up and toss and turn a little bit, some people more than others. And this is called your sleep efficiency. Basically, how much of your time in bed are you actually asleep? And a good sleep efficiency is about 80 to 85%. Do you know what that means? If you go to bed for 10 hours, and you have a sleep efficiency of 80%, how many hours of actual sleep would you get? 8. So for you to get 8 hours of sleep with 80% sleep efficiency, you need to be in bed for 10 hours. This was like shocking to me, even though now it probably makes some like, it's like common sense, it makes sense, right? But no one actually had ever spoke about this before. Everyone just parroted the same advice. Oh yeah, get 8 hours, get 8 hours, get 8 hours. And by the way, if there's any teenagers watching this, you're actually supposed to get about 10 hours of sleep a night, maybe even a little bit more, because you're growing.
Big D's $20 watch 457 timestamp.
Hello, welcome to...
Somebody already sent me that. Thanks for the donation, dude.
If you're like 15 years old, if you want to grow as tall as you can be, you want to be sleeping as much as possible. Most of us are in bed for maybe about 7 hours a night, which means that we're getting actual sleep probably about 5.5 hours, maybe 6 hours. So one of the simplest things you can do is to extend. Using the placebo effect is another way that you can increase your testosterone, which is what I did in between those tests. There was this study that was so interesting. You know what the sad part about this is?
It's an easy way to raise testosterone, injecting testosterone. Yeah, he's bragging about having one single test where his testosterone was 700. Mine's over 2,000. So, it's just silly and stupid. All of this is silly and stupid. If you want higher testosterone, inject testosterone. It's that simple. Like, it's just dumb.
It's generally larger than the posterior compartment when dissecting the anterior compartment, except for the pronator teres and quadratus, which are not super large, elbow flexion, and generally, the longer the moment arm, the better leverage and potential a muscle has to wearing studs and try.
Fuck this video. I fucking hate these influencers, dude. Influencers are so fucking annoying.
Say something. Can you tell me how all-cause mortality has dropped after they introduced the measles vaccine? Can you cite a study that looked at all-cause mortality of kids, showing that it dropped after they introduced the measles vaccine? Because
Yeah.
I couldn't find one.
I sent you one. That was on the list of studies.
Didn't read it, did you?
I had.
Yeah. So let me
Okay.
let me describe it
Probably
to you.
should
So
have.
it was actually this is actually a really interesting story. So measles vaccines were not rolled out at the same time in each country all around the world. They were rolled out in separate years, sometimes in separate decades. And 3 countries in the study, I think it's Denmark, Sweden, and the US. They looked at the time of rollout for the measles vaccine, and they saw a precipitous drop in all-cause mortality that was actually greater than what they would expect with just measles mortality going away. So scientists thought, oh, that's really interesting, let's confirm that. The paper I sent you confirms that. It's a precipitous drop in all-cause mortality every single time, sometimes in a different decade, right after the measles vaccine was rolled out. And it was found that measles actually can infect your memory B and T cells. Do you know what the significance of that is?
Yeah.
No. Yeah?
Why don't you just keep talking?
Memory
We're
B
not
and
here
T.
to answer your questions.
If you
Make
know,
your
you can just say
argument.
yes and we can move on.
Just talk.
I will,
You got the
I will,
microphone, just talk.
I will continue to educate you. Sure, memory B and T cells are cellular immunity. Your immune system depends on these cells in order to create antibodies and exert cellular immunity against pathogens. So measles can infect these cells, and when the measles infects those cells, they die. They're either cleared by the immune system or they die off from the measles infection. So that means that these kids who are getting measles, their immune systems are, their memory is essentially getting wiped in a sense. And it's a phenomenon called...
Wow. These anti-vax tards are so fucking stupid.
Immune amnesia that is well characterized now. It's characterized mechanistically based on what I just said. And that is an explanation as to why the all-cause mortality dropped further than what we would expect for just measles mortality in these countries that implemented the measles vaccine.
Yeah, they got kind of owned. I farted. Farted again. Imagine how sexy your V-Strom would look parked next to your Rivian RS1. I don't have a Rivian.
There are some new developments in the federal case against Luigi Mangione, the suspect accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Today, a judge said that top Justice Department officials may have violated rules around Mangione's right to a fair trial. Ali Bauman is here now with me. So, Ali, what exactly does the court say the government may have done wrong?
So last week, a social media account for the White House posted a video clip, an interview clip of President Trump talking about this case. And in the clip, the president said Mangione, quote, shot someone in the back as clear as you're looking at me. Now, fast forward to last night, and Mangione's defense team files a letter to the court with screenshots of at least 2 high-ranking Department of Justice officials apparently reposting this clip, at least one of them adding the caption, POTUS is absolutely right. Now, why is that a problem, you may ask? Well, earlier this year, the very same judge issued an order to the attorneys in this case saying that they must follow this local rule that basically says that all parties in criminal cases should not make public opinions about the case that could interfere with a fair trial. And that includes everyone in the Justice Department, which is prosecuting the case, everyone all the way up to the Attorney General herself.
Who's gonna tell him this shit is not tough?
Black belt by the time I was like 10 years old. My uncles were working with I fought.
I had a black belt by the time I was 10 years old. Oof.
30 guys at the same time, and they couldn't take me out. My family background, majority of them are gangsters. And I trained martial arts my whole life.
Kicked him in the leg, picked him up, and threw him on the coffee table. The coffee table broke in half. From that point on, my dad knew he couldn't take on.
Have you ever been next to a f***ing bus that was blown up? No. No, I have. Have you been at a restaurant that was blown up? No. No, again, I have. I went into Kung Fu, to Muay Thai, to kickboxing, to Krav Maga. I left Taekwondo, it wasn't for me. And I would stare at people, and it was Russian guys, but I ended up beating the out of like 5 of them. At the age of 12, there was 5 Mexican dudes trying to jump me in the bathroom. I beat the shit out of them. I left one of them with his head in the toilet. The following day, they came and they started shooting at me. I fought 10 guys at the same time and beat their ass. And I fought 40 guys and I got jumped by them. And I was 13 years old. And you just said you're a descendant of King Solomon. I named myself King once I found that out. And then I grew my beard and I realized I have his wisdom. My mom had really big boobs. So I started doing underground fights at about the age of 15. And there was a group of guys and I ended up beating the fuck out of 6 of them.
That is some of the cringiest fake alpha male shit I've ever seen. Thanks for the donation, nigga. Destiny is live. He is in Discord. Can you interrupt if he is also my other question? When are we gonna play Silent Hill F? Do you still want to finish Metal Gear first? There's not much to react to today, so can you play games? Because we haven't played games in so long. I'm really wiped from training, dude. I think we'll play games tomorrow. I don't have to train tomorrow. And I might do like an afternoon game stream. There was an update to a set of courses as well, where I think they added in online races, so we might try that. Probably play some Battletoads too. I'm fine with playing Silent Hill F, like, before we finish Metal Gear. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. What is Destiny doing right now? He is not on Discord. Yeah, he's not on Discord. He may be on Discord on some other, like on a private chat, but he's not in his public Discord. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Now, today, the judge agreed with Mangioni's defense, saying that these 2 posts may have violated that order.
Okay, so we have now this question. What happens next?
So from here, the judge essentially gave the government until October 3rd to give the answers to the court of how this violation was able to happen and what steps they're taking to prevent it from happening.
I give you some ething to react to tonight.
And the media, because they so hate the idea of a real border, are engaging in a kind of blood libel against ICE agents. They're accusing them of engaging in crimes. They're accusing them of being part of the Gestapo. They're actually inciting violence against our law enforcement. They know exactly what they're doing, and now it's time to stop.
Vice President J.D. Vance sat down with Laura Ingraham on Fox News to discuss how and why the left just keeps inciting political violence. So as you heard there, he accused
you know, just the normal, everyday, silly shit. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
happening again, as well as making sure everyone in the Justice Department knows that they cannot be sharing their personal opinions about this case on social media or elsewhere. And we did reach out to the DOJ, to the prosecutors. Spokespeople for both declined to comment.
Okay, Allie Bauman, thank you for that update. Allie's been following.
Seems like Luigi has some really good lawyers. You'd think this would be like an easy slam dunk case, but yeah, they're having a lot more difficulty than you'd expect. You know, I find that is pretty typical. Like, it seems like the police and prosecutors slip up a lot with these high-profile cases that seem like an easy slam dunk. And it's like they just get so full of themselves that they don't really, you know, bother trying, making sure everything goes well. They follow procedure, and then, you know, they run into these issues. That happened with the O.J. Simpson trial, and he ended up getting off. So who knows? Luigi might actually end up getting off.
Man, Wyatt, you know that Amazon build we did? That thing was epic. It did so well. Let's see if we can find Sam and try and do like a Walmart gym or something. Sam, we need to talk. I want to do a Walmart gym. What the freak are you doing? Sam.
What are you doing?
Dodo donated $2.
The American ABC network, Brad, has axed the show Jimmy Kimmel Live. Axed it indefinitely after Jimmy was making controversial comments about the killing of Charlie Kirk. In an editorial segment, he suggested that members of the MAGA movement, that's the Trump-supporting movement, were trying to score political points off the assassination. Just take a listen.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Brad, his comments have been branded offensive and insensitive, even by the show's own broadcast. America, the ratings challenge.
Who cares? Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
It stays there.
It's 9 a.m.
Never here on a Monday.
It's 9 a.m. Where's your clothes?
It's back to school day for the kids.
I don't want to see that, dude. All right, I need you to build a Walmart gym.
We can do that.
And I need you to clean yourself up. Maybe buy some clothes while you're there.
I'm in a bath. I don't need to clean up.
All right, build a Walmart gym. Come back. I want a gym. Build it cheap and good.
Don't I always? Everything is balling on a budget. Sick. And everything is actually pretty freaking sweet. This is the all Walmart gym.
Dang, this is sick.
Different sizes of bar with zero choice of what bar you choose. I did file a complaint with Walmart customer service over that.
Of course you did.
And they actually have fixed it since then, where it lists this as a 54-inch bar, I believe now. So, swung by the old local Walmart. They got barbells at
the
Walmart.
store.
At the store. Three-piece. Three-piece. This thing will not screw in for anything.
What? 3-piece?
Like, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna go back to the same Walmart and buy the exact same bar because surely it will work. So
sweet.
I go to the exact same spot and it's a completely different 3-piece bar. That also didn't work.
What was the cost?
Exact same cost. It's the exact same bar in the exact same shelf in the exact same spot in the exact same box.
And you're the exact same idiot that bought it exactly twice.
Yeah.
Tell me the cost. They have to be $25?
No.
$50?
$69.
Dang. If you're gonna spend $70 on a bar.
After achieving Guts physique, who are you shooting for next? Kazuya from Tekken 8. How would I look like that? Why do I look like Kazuya?
Why are so many of these people taking about Charlie like he's Jesus Christ?
Because they're part of a crazy political cult. And they're turning him into a martyr for their cause. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
You can get a full piece
You
bar.
can get a
We've
good
done
bar
it.
for-
Check out our video where we throw 700 pounds on a cat barbell.
So
solid
lesson
one
on
bar.
this, if you need a barbell, don't go to a Walmart store. Well, I do notice there is some other very nice stuff here that I want to know what that is.
I bet you're thinking to yourself, is this the Titan Nemesis?
I've never seen. No, I didn't think that at all, actually.
This is the Cap Barbell functional trainer.
Cap has a functional trainer. This looks to me like a free motion functional trainer on a budget, which is pretty sick. It goes both up and down. If it rotated side to side, it would be even cooler.
Over time, with the quality of the metal, it may start to rotate from side to side.
Yeah,
over
you're
time.
probably right. Maybe I would have a more positive view on it if I knew the price. How much is it?
The price on this bad boy was $459.
Dang. Free shipping?
I want to say there's a $45 freight shipping fee.
Okay.
So pretty much right at $500.
Okay.
Now, we did get it on sale. They're more in the $600 to $700 range on a normal
if not on
basis.
sale.
But
Yeah.
the fact that we can pick one up for $459 plus another $50 shipping probably happens Labor Day, 4th of July.
Let me feel it. Let me feel it. Okay, cable travel isn't a ton. I will say having them that far out, it's pretty dang nice. This is pretty interesting. So instead of using standard weight stacks, these are like old school plastic weights, right? So this is actually a fine application. It's just they take up a lot of room. How much weight is it total?
160 pound weight stack in 10 pound increments.
Okay, so single, it's gonna be on a 2-to-1 ratio. So right now this is actually 80 pounds. And then if you connect them, which is quite heavy, it's a significant amount of weight for that cost. Dang, this thing's actually pretty cool. When I first saw these, I thought these were just steel cables that had no vinyl coating. And I was like, oh, that's a bad idea because they're gonna shred. No, they're actually coated. So this is actually probably a more premium option that looks cheaper.
Yep.
So Cap probably should have like made these red or something if they wanted them to look a little bit cooler.
I will say, I think the pulleys are plastic, not even nylon.
Yeah, they're cheap.
And looking at them,
They're cheap plastic pulleys. If you're gonna upgrade something, like that's something that you could easily upgrade to a better nylon pulley with bearings, or you could even upgrade to an aluminum pulley because these are standard size pulleys.
This particular functional trainer by Cap Barbell is called the Sports Edition. Definitely one of those. I don't think you need to bolt it down, but they did
No, I'm not able to do neck bridges.
give you the option to, but there is a little bit of flex on the back whenever you're doing those big stretches.
You can see it bending. But most of your movements, you're not gonna be doing that much weight. It does have guide rods. Ooh, they're oily. Cable travel on the 2 isn't great, but on the single, I mean, you're getting 80 pounds with that much pull and that weight, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That's a good find. If you guys would like to see a full review of this, let me know in the comments. Because the price on this, I could break it down after we use it a bunch. I think it's actually pretty good. Good fun.
Thank you.
Good fun. This rack looks pretty sick.
The rack is pretty sweet, especially at the price point that it is.
How much?
$139.
Dang! 2.5 inches.
Yep.
By 2.5 inches are the uprights.
Yep.
A little bit annoying because they're not gonna take standard
Anything.
3x3s. Yeah, you're gonna have to use their stuff.
Came with 2 sets of J-cups.
Nice.
We got a couple different options on the pull-up bar up top. Came with a set of dip bars and oldest of the old school.
Meanwhile, while they worship Charlie and Tiger Trainer has just been muled.
A local wildlife caretaker was killed by one of his own tigers this weekend.
It happened in Hugo at the Growler Pines Tiger Preserve. Our Abigail Ogle joining us live in the newsroom. And
I mean, they are tigers.
Abby, the family now has a GoFundMe to help with funeral arrangements.
Right. The preserve says Ryan Easley was killed and that he dedicated his life to big cats. He was a husband and a father, and he died Saturday, killed by a tiger under his care. Growler Pines says this was more than just a place of work for Ryan. They say it was his calling. The preserve says the tragedy is a painful reminder of the beauty and unpredictability of the natural world. Tours.
Oh my god. They're fucking tigers. You idiot. Well, thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Well, cheapest of the cheap when it comes to doing some cable training.
That's
on your
nice.
rack.
You know, that's all we pretty much had in most home gyms. Let me feel the dip handles. Did it come with safety spotter bars?
It did not come with safety spotter bars, although it was supposed to. Yeah, it does show that it comes with pins. However, ours did not show up with pins.
Right. Feels pretty good. Looks like they have the ability for a lat pull down attachment.
Yeah, I believe for
Low row.
another 198, you can add a lat pull down.
Anybody who's like, I can't start a home gym because I don't have enough money, you know, $130. Like, you wouldn't have to upgrade from this.
Well, you can think about this compared to like the cap barbell squat stand.
Yeah.
For $100.
This is a much better value.
For another $40.
Yeah. So if you're on a budget, just wait for the sales. $130. Probably retails, what, 200, something like that?
Yeah.
But on sale, 130.
Yep.
Felt on the inside of the J cups, not a bad touch. Okay, I moved that bench. Okay, this is pure Performance. This is a top pin adjustable bench. What's the weight capacity? I bet it's pretty high.
500-pound capacity.
Really? I think it could hold even more than that. Padding's not great. You could upgrade the pad though pretty cheaply and probably wouldn't be too bad. But full on incline.
It's got 6 positions for the back pad. It's got 3 positions for the feet pad. You know, you got a couple inch gap there. We've seen mainstream companies come out with benches with larger gaps than that.
Does it stand?
Is it a good idea for most gym goers to do functional training? There's no such thing as functional training.
They are not just tigers, they are mighty, mighty tigers.
Yes. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. And you're not really going to get a benefit from doing plyometrics until you can squat close to 2x your body weight.
It's got a handle. It'll stand.
Stands. She stands, folks. She stands. All right, not bad.
$107.48.
Dang, for an adjustable bench.
For an adjustable bench.
But Sam, as you know, I need some dumbbells.
We have literally a no-name brand that actually I cannot find anymore on Walmart.com.
You ordered them on Walmart?
I ordered them on Walmart.com.
Okay, nice.
Have the receipt to prove it.
Nice.
They were, I believe, $130 for 105 pounds. That equals out to 52.5 pounds.
A piece?
A piece.
Okay.
Yep. They say they come with a stand. However, I think what the word they were looking for was tray.
Let's see how they feel. The thing with twist locks, so annoying, is when you set up for bench,
they destroy your legs.
They destroy your legs. So you kind of got to do them at an angle. Yep. These are definitely one of those options that are weight is weight. For those of you that are in the weight is weight crowd, these fit that bill. Now, if you go with that option too, and you want to use a twist lock barbell, you could use the same plates because they're your standard plates. All right, I see some plates.
I think we paid $196 for these for 250 pounds.
Dang, less than
again,
$1 a pound.
on sale. It was like, 80 cents a pound, right around in there.
For iron.
And that was shipped, free shipping.
Dang.
Yeah.
For a standard plate, they actually have contrast lettering.
Yep.
A lot of times they won't, and they're using silver on them. The grip on there is actually, I like that. For farmer's carries and stuff, that actually feels pretty good. Do you have a tape measure? Slightly over 17 inches, so they're probably right around that 450 millimeter mark, which is standard. Personally, I would rather have cheap iron than cheap rubber bumpers. They're gonna last forever. What's the name of the brand?
It's Balance From as well.
Oh, Balance From. Is that the lava flow?
The lava flow.
This looks exactly
like
a Concept 2 skier.
Mm-hmm.
In every way.
It's got quite a bit of green on it, no orange, and it makes you feel like you're kind of purchasing a Concept 2.
It does. It's the same color code.
It's the green color coding, and then it shows up and it's orange. So
I like the orange, not gonna lie.
I do too.
It feels more like lava. Whoa.
It feels good.
Whoa. Dang. That's good.
Now,
the shock cord is very taut. That thing sucks.
Well, it's a rowing monitor.
They're using actual plywood, which is the same thing Concept 2 uses. The flywheel damper does adjust, feels similar. They work independently. Dang. This has to be 600 700?
It was $372.50 with free shipping.
All right, if you want a full review on this, let me know in the
They
comments.
want a full
this is
review
definitely
on
one
it.
we need to do. This is, dang, that is wild. Okay, I see you got this pallet wall here.
There's nothing crazy here we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
But I just want to call out a couple things you can buy at Walmart. We got a nice hollow foam roller here, 20 bucks. It's a little bit firmer than on a budget. And this, you have a lat pull down, a low.
Pounds isn't any, it's not like it's nothing. Your range of motion on almost all these exercises feels less than adequate, but what do you expect? Lat pull down. Feels awkward.
There's some exploration that needs to happen with this thing.
Not
for
bad,
sure.
100 pounds. I want to feel the pec deck though. Okay. With cams, even cams. Wow. That's pretty funny. All right, is this the last thing?
This is the last thing. And this is actually what I'm probably, weirdly enough, most excited about out of everything in here.
All right.
Proform is a brand that we all know. When shopping online for this bike, it was originally listed at like 600 bucks. Could do pickup in the store on clearance for 300 bucks.
Okay.
However, whenever we got to the store to go take it off the shelf, it was $152.
Dang.
Many times, especially when it comes to stuff like this, that's like not a staple product for Walmart. If you just go hit the clearance aisle or go shop in the actual sports section or whatever section you're looking for, a lot of times the products are going to be quite a bit cheaper than what they're actually listing them for online.
Nice.
150 bucks, that's cheaper than most stuff on
With
Amazon.
a flywheel?
Yeah, I think 40 pound flywheel if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, put your iPad or whatever up there if you want to watch a movie while you're doing it.
Yep.
Kill some calories. All right.
I am fucking toast. Yeah, I've had a weird schedule recently. There's been some stuff going on behind the scenes that I can't talk about, but what I can say is it's all over and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So, all dunsy onesie. So yeah, from here on out, I'm gonna try to get my workouts done as early in the day as I can, because my body just goes into sleep, rest, nope mode after training. I literally cannot do a workout and then stream right after anymore. The steroids are making it so I can train so ridiculously hard now. And my body just shuts down and just says, you need to fucking sleep. So I'm gonna try to like sleep for a few hours after training from now on, and then do the streams after I sleep. But I don't have to train tomorrow. All I have to do is go to the store and get bum wipes, because I am running low. But we'll probably do like an afternoon gaming stream. And then probably a normal stream at night. But yeah, sorry for the short and kind of late stream. But hope you all had fun. Big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna go get some sleep. And I will see you all tomorrow, so sweet dreams.